What nonsense is this? Rubbish people. How can I receive such an amount of money?
How much did you get?
£200.
Let me see what you got. Oops. See what I got. I just received £200 from my brother.
Oh, you got a lot more than I do.
Oh yes, with MoneyFix, you can receive money from any part of the world to Cameroon directly into your mobile money account at the cheapest rate.
Wow. Are you looking for the best exchange rate for all your money transfer? Try MoneyFix. Log on to moneyfix.com. MoneyFix. Fast, easy, and cheap service to Cameroon. MoneyFix.
September is around the corner, and there is no better time to embark on your journey for studies in the UK than now. Are you looking for an opportunity to study in the UK? Do you want to graduate as a critical thinker and to gain the skills employers are looking for? Do you want to study a course in the shortage occupation list of the UK? Would you like to gain work experience by taking advantage of a 2 years post-study work visa? Would you like to study a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degree to enable easy access to a permanent residence after graduation? FK Global Education Ventures got you covered. FK Global Educational Ventures will primarily evaluate, assess, and advise you on the necessary requirements of admission, assist you in choosing from over 300 courses, assist you gain admission into any university of your choice, helps you with your visa applications, assist you with accommodation, airport pickups, and settling in the UK. For more information, do contact us on the details you see on your screens. Thank you and God bless.
One of the things that make me feel very beautiful and very confident as a brown skinned woman is choosing the right skincare products. So here guys, I feel of the products that I use that make me feel very beautiful, very confident. And if you have any skin issue, be it acne, hyperpigmentation, or oily skin, dry skin, whatever problem it is you're facing with your skin, trust me, Escape is here for you. Escape is actually formulated to suit all skin types, all melanated skin types. So when you use this, you see how confident I'm feeling. This is going to be you after using Escape products. Trust me.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Telly's Matchup, where we have our relationship hot topics. First, I want to apologize for the late startup. We had some technical issues, but God so kind, we succeeded in resolving the issues, and now we can now have our show as usual. So today is another Friday on relationship hot topics, and as you can see, we'll be talking today courtship and dating, the do's and the don'ts of during courtship. And just like last time, we had our baby mamas on the rise. It was so juicy, and this time around, we'll be talking on dating and courtship, do's and don'ts. And as we always know, we have our panelists. The usual crew. I don't need to remind you anymore. We have Denzel Blessed, we have Deli Singer, and we have B. Emanuela. So we're gonna have them on the panel, and they will start with an introduction. But who should I start with first? Should I? I'm gonna start first with B. Emanuela. Please, from our technical bench, can you bring on B. Emanuela on screen?
See, I was planning to fight though, if you didn't call me first.
See. So now you owe me a bottle of
Hi,
champagne.
hi, this song. But
Yeah,
honestly,
hi,
I knew you would
Manuela.
call me first. I knew you would call me
Wow.
first.
You're looking so, how do we say it? So flashy, so glamorous,
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Can
Hi,
you please tell
guys.
us can you please tell us the secret behind this beauty and all that? Is this
Mm,
is that
is that
is it by the work of someone, or there's something you're doing that you want to share with us?
right? Then this song, you're not going to use this show to get information that you've not been getting at the background. I will tell my people that I cannot say anything. I'm not saying anything. It's the work of God. Oh. All
Okay,
praises
it's
to
the
God.
work of God. Amen. Thanks be to God. Well, so who do we have next? I guess I call on Denzel Blessed, our one and only relationship counselor in the house. You know
Hi,
about some
Bison.
of me.
Hi, Emanuela.
Hi,
Hi, everyone.
Denzel.
Good evening. Good evening. The pleasure to be here once again. It's Friday, and thank you for having me, Bison. Emanuela, it's good to see you.
Same here,
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, Denzel. So how have you been, man?
I'm
You're
good,
looking
man.
good.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm a little bit exhausted, but I'm sure I still have some fuel for this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, it looks like you just had a fresh cut. Is that what you do every day before the show, or is something?
A fresh what?
A fresh cut, like your beard, your
Ah,
hair.
no,
It's like you just
no.
jumped out from the barber shop to the
No,
studio.
actually,
Is
the
that
last
what
time
happened?
it's about 10. Today it's Friday, so it's 9 days since I visited a barbing salon. Yeah, it's 9 days
Okay,
today.
okay.
Yeah.
But you still look so good, man, as
Thank
always.
you so much,
Well,
brother. Thank you. Do I
yeah,
really, do I
thumbs
really
up for
want that
taking good
pleasure to do so?
thumbs up for taking good care of yourself. If I'm there, now I'm there, you know I hear you. If I want to talk now, they said to find palava. Now I'm there, you know I still here. Okay. Uh before we continue, we always have the queen of the house, Mrs. Deli Singer Phillips. Can you please bring yourself into the studio? Technical bench, can you please bring in Deli Singer?
I thought you guys had forgotten
Wonders.
about me, man.
Wonders.
We've
Man.
forgotten about you. Not great, forgot about you.
Hi, everyone.
As
Hi.
Hi
Hi,
Hi,
Deli.
Denzel. Hi, B-Song. Hi, Denzel. Hi, Emma.
Hi.
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 Man, you're looking so now I'm looking for those terms to describe you.
I'm looking delicious. That's the best term you can use.
Yes, so delicious. And the one guy said you're looking so take away.
Yeah, anyone. I'm okay. I'm good with that.
Had it been
Hi,
had it
hi,
been had it
everyone.
been you
Hi. Good
had
to
it
see
been you
you.
were single? As I say, it's case of single fine girl go see me
You
so
want to
see me
connect me now?
single.
Who? Tell me the person you want to connect.
I'm asking for my uncle.
No, let me check because sometimes we are single depending on the weather, depending on who is involved.
I said it's a state of mind. Singleness is a state of mind. Oh.
Singleness is a state of mind. So
Okay. Yeah, okay. Nice to have you all on the show. Once more, I would like to greet our audience. I greet you all and I thank you all for joining us once more. It's another Friday on relationship hot topics, and today we'll be talking about courtship and dating, the do's and the don'ts. And we have three beautiful brains on the panel: Deli, Denzel, and B. Emanuela. I've heard about this, especially me. I've heard about courtship. Sometimes I see two lovely couples, and you wonder, are you married? Or they say, no, we are in a courtship. We're in a courtship. And today, I think, is the day I'm gonna get all my answers about this courtship story. But first, before we start, I would like you guys to give me an overview. And just as you appear on the screen, I'll go chronologically. It starts from Delhi, B. Emanuela, and Denzel. That's how I didn't do that, but that was an ad from the technical bench, and thank you for helping me with that. So, Delhi, can you please give us an overview about this topic?
Hi everyone, it's good to have you once again. It's good to be here. I'm happy each Friday that we have to come and sit here and talk about these relationship hot topics to help educate, especially those of you who are on here. So it's an honor. Okay, I'm really happy. Can you guys please share the video? The views are not very encouraging. Share the video, guys, please. It's been a hassle to get us on here today. So please, you want to encourage us by sharing the video and pumping us hearts too. Okay. Thank you so much. I see all of you in the comments. Of course, we cannot be looking at the comments now that we want to start. So yeah, thank you so much, Bisong. On this particular topic, I would say this constitutes the bedrock or foundation of marriage or long-lasting relationship. So dating and courtship is that time where you do your best to get the best out of marriage. Okay, so most relationships fail not because of the marriage itself, but because of wrong foundation, which stems from courtship. So I think that today we will be talking about all of that, making people know exactly what to do and not to do when you're dating and when you graduated it into courtship, and what to do to graduate it as well into marriage and to make it long lasting and thriving. So yeah, I'm excited and looking forward to this. Thank you.
Wow, what an intro, man. Then and you didn't want me to bring you first. See, as you enter the topic,
Leave him
no, that was wonderful. And just below Delhi, we have Emanuela. Emma, can you please throw more light on this?
Sure, Bisong. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, Bisong. So I'm talking about courtship and dating. I don't think I'm going to say anything so different from what Debbie said already, but this is what I might want to add. I think a lot of people have misinterpreted. They have this misconception about the difference between dating and courtship, which is something I'm praying that we can be able to clarify today, so people can get this difference between dating and courtship. You know when you can say you're courting. You know when you can say you're in a courtship or you're dating. Because in my opinion, courtship is one step to marriage, and there are things that you should take into consideration before you think that you are in a courtship. Courtship doesn't come just like that. You don't just meet today and there's courtship. So I think we are going to get into this topic deeply, and we get some of this very important or pertinent points that should be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Wow. In fact, like the way just from your intro, you guys are already building the platform for this topic already, and it's like if I really have to start by your own words, it's like we are not gonna end this show because yeah, Delhi talked about its courtship being the best foundation in marriage, and then Emma, you came again and you're talking about trying to differ between dating and courtship. Like, where are we gonna end today? But let's wait and listen from Denzel as well. It's like today we're gonna have lots and lots of top issues on courtship to talk about. Denzel, can you please give us an overview of what you think about courtship and dating?
Yes, Bison. Greetings to everyone. Greetings to Delhi, Emma, and Bison yourself, and fellow viewers. I think it's very important that we are having this discussion, especially now that relationship is a very important part of our living. And a lot of times we've seen people where it's like you jump, everyone wants to get to the top of it without having a proper foundation, like Deli talked about. So laying down those foundation or discussing about them and make you understand, like probably you have been approaching marriage or dating or relationship itself the wrong way. So we are here now to give you the tools. Probably you can visualize your relationship where you are right now, the stage that you are right now. Some people might be thinking like we should be getting married by now, whereas probably they are in the second stage, the third stage, or the first stage. So I'm happy we are having this conversation to give our viewers an insight of what God has blessed us with. So I'm really looking forward to a very beautiful conversation from the three of us. Thank you, Bison.
Wow, wow, brother. Thank you very much. You never call small while, and now you've come now with we should always ask ourselves, are we in the first phase, in the second phase, and the third? Emma, what phase are you in your relationship? Is it the first stage, second phase, or you're in the last phase? You're in the tertiary stage. Wow. Thank you, Denzel. At least you will help us. So many of us will have to question ourselves. By the end of this show, we should question ourselves and our various relationships we should find ourselves. We should be able to tell ourselves, we should answer this question. What stage are we in our relationship? Me, I feel say me, I already graduate. So anyway.
Even the here and then the I need about graduation. Now you need about graduation.
So that was a powerful one. Like I'll just give an overview of what the three panelists talked about. Delhi talked about courtship. It's like it's the best foundation to marriage, like where each partner get to know better about their partners, you know. So it's the best foundation. Emma was talking about how people should be able to differentiate between dating and courtship, and then Denzel came in now with more flames and said we should be able to identify which stage in which we are in our relationship, if it's moving towards marriage or not. Of course, not true. Some people are in a relationship and they state, me and my boyfriend used to run me for 7 years, and my boyfriend used to run me for 9 years, but they are not yet married, and they think this longevity gives them upper hands. It means the longer you stay in this relationship, it means you are moving closer to marriage. But well, I don't know. Someone and the panel among you three, you guys will tell us today, because I'm really here to learn. There's lots and lots I want. That's why I didn't even try to find myself among you guys, because when I brain for the palava, so it worry. Mrs. Aronjo take na chair for student and she don't make myself alone. So you guys will tell us where we find ourselves, today. So first, I want to ask is, I'll take this question to Delhi because it's related to what you said in your overview. I'm sorry for coming straight to you again, but I still have to come. I don't get choice. You said it's the best foundation. And one question I've always asked, is courtship really necessary? And if your answer is yes, can you tell me why?
Thank you again once, Bisong. Yeah, I would say it's not just yes, it's an emphatic yes. Okay, so we're in a dispensation that somebody's sound is on. I don't know who's on. Yeah, so we're in a dispensation where we're well, unlike in the days of our parents, where they used to just be taken and given into marriage like that without any voice of theirs per se. And that's debatable though, but let's just leave it at that. So there's a lot of things that were happening that they didn't really talk about. Okay, people did not have to date, but nowadays we're much more open and having this freedom to choose whoever we want to be with. And like I always say, every relationship, principles, marriages don't work or don't thrive not because marriage in itself is problematic, but because a lot of these things are not done during dating. A lot of time is not taken to court. A lot of principles are broken during this time of dating, and that's why it's broken. Marriages are not working. So I would say it is very, very important. Now, why is it that even when people date for longer years or for long, they still end up failing? So the problem is not really the dating itself. The problem is violation of principles. Okay, because that could be a next question. Like, okay, if it's very important and people are dating and my parents never used to date, why is it that, guys, stop distracting me in the comments? Okay, thank you for telling me that I look good. But hey,
yes,
you listen to
she's
this
so
thing?
beautiful.
Come on,
this is even here to the talker.
Come on, you guys just stop this because you're now confusing me. So I'm saying
No,
that.
don't blame them, because I also fall in the same place as they are. You know, I'm just
Now
looking
makeup. When I told you my makeup is different from you look beautiful. All right, guys. So I was saying that it is not just about dating, it's about dating the right way. Okay. So when our people will be like, oh, every relationship is unique, every relationship is different people. Yeah, we're all unique, we're all different. The dynamics of every relationship is different. But hey, principles are universal. When it comes to love, the characteristics of love are the same. They're yesterday, the same today, and forever. It is the same in America, it's the same in Africa, it's the same in Guinea. It is the same in every part of the world where we find ourselves. So it is not, the question is not so much of dating as it is the principle. So I would love for us to zoom in on the different principle aspects about dating, okay, what to look for. That's why we said do's and the don'ts. So it's not just for you to date or to be in courtship. Emma is going to do that differentiation anyways, but it is for you to know what to do and what not to do, okay? So yeah, I hope I answered the question, Bison.
Yeah,
Teliwa, you
you
asking
answered.
questions on behalf of this song now.
Sorry?
You're
He
asking
asked
questions
question.
on behalf of this song. You give me hard question then, so now why you're asking questions on behalf
When
of
are
this
you
song?
introduce yourself? Stop saying dates difference
Hard
between
question.
dating and courtship. So you go then differentiate
You don't want to give me
dating.
hard soft topic.
Not you talk about differences between dating and courtship. Okay, Brother Denzel, I'll
Yes,
come to
Mr.
you.
Victor.
Emma should rest. I'm coming to you. Yeah, just as I said before I got to Delhi, this issue of people, the people, and including me myself, if we have to talk about courtship, if we have to say this couples or these people they are courting, is it based on how long they have been in a relationship, or let's say these people have been dating for 9 months and the others have been dating for 5 years? Is it like we say we have to say that courtship is based on how long people have been in a relationship, or is it about what they are doing or what they are working towards in their relationship? How can you explain courtship when it comes to longevity of people being together?
Thank you so much, Bisong. I think that is a very important question. And firstly, I would like to say that there is a difference between courtship and dating, or courting and dating. Those are two different things, though they fall under relationships. Okay. But now you ask me if longevity, if it matters or not. Okay. I think when we talk about courtship, to me, the way I see it, courtship is intentional with an end goal of getting married. It's under the canopy of, it's more of Christian union. It's more of something under the canopy of God's guidance. And when we talk about dating, it's more of personal gratification. You just want to satisfy yourself. But people who are in courtship, they succumb under an authority, and that authority could be their parents, it could be their pastor, it could be whosoever it could be every member, like someone they look up to. Let me just put it that way, okay? So I think there is no time specific under courtship, but there are stages that you people have to move from one, like God has his way and its steps to follow from one stage to the next stage. And when you graduate from this stage, you move to the next stage. And after all these stages, I don't know if I need to talk about them, but after all the stages that you both now are like, okay, I think God himself is pleased with us. So we can now move to the altar and do the real thing. Okay. So I believe, personally, I think there is no specific time, but there are stages for you to follow. And also it depends on the individual maturity. Some people need emotional intelligence. Some people need people to guide them how to solve problems. Some people need to how vulnerable are these people? How can they communicate? Okay, so that is where you need now authority. It could be your dad or your pastor. They guide you during these stages. Okay, let's say you meet someone in a bar or in a football, let me say in a church, because that's one of the places where people meet. Let me use the church. That is the first stage. Yeah, that is the first stage. You meet, you put meet in the, you put me in church. That is the first place. That's the initial stage of courtship. But there has to be a place where you people meet. And after that one, the next stage is the stage of curiosity. You want to know this person, where you prophesy your interest to this person. And each of these stages, you bring it
Sorry, I'm sorry if I cut you short. You are taking me to somewhere where I had to take you to, but now
Okay.
I'm asking, like, does it, like, when I specified on the longevity in a relationship, I just wanted to know, like, do we say people are in courtship based on how long they have been together,
No,
irrespective of all
no.
the stages?
I think the length of the time is not really as important as if they go through those stages. Because
Okay.
let me say, Dale is intelligent to do that for a year. I could do that for 2 years. So you could not dismiss my fact that I didn't go through courtship because I did it for 2 years. You understand what I mean? So there is really no acceptable time except of you going through those stages.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I assume I'm speaking from a layman point of view. And these stages you're talking about, you meet a girl, you people go to the bar, you eat fish, you drink pamplemousse. After that, you go to you meet your parents, and after that, maybe she gets pregnant, and then now you can go. I hope these are not the stages you are trying to talk about when it comes to courtship. Well,
No,
Emma,
no.
Denzel, I'm gonna come back to you, and
Okay.
I'm gonna give you time to elaborate on these stages you're trying to talk about, because I think from what you're saying, it's like there's a lot for us to learn from it. But before you get there, I want Emma to give us this difference, because we should know. Sometimes people start following these stages in dating or whatsoever, and then they think they're already in courtship or things like that. So I want Emma to please help us, explain to us what, and Deli, you may join Emma as well in giving us the difference between this dating and courtship. So we should know these two words. We should have a mastery of them before we proceed into this conversation. So Emma, can you please?
Okay, so thank you, Bisong. Yeah, I mean, I want to use the most basic language, layman's language, to explain this. When they talk about dating, I could say, okay, dating is like a comma, while courtship is period, full stop. That's how, first of all,
Mhm.
basically, I want to differentiate it. And why do I say
Okay.
this? Because dating is a means to maybe several ends or different ends to your relationship. Dating could lead to marriage, dating could not. But when you are dating, in the very beginning of most relationships, especially for young stars, and we have a lot of them watching us, most of the time when they get into a relationship of dating, they don't really think about marriage as such. It's at a certain age that you start, before you get into a relationship with somebody, what comes to your mind first is marriage, kind of. But for very young people, stages we have all passed through, it's not about marriage first. So it's about this very first stage of dating, where you people get to do it's beyond ordinary friendship. It's not just meet my friend. It becomes meet my boyfriend, and we know the meaning of meet my boyfriend, because you people have gone beyond that relationship of just friendship, just an ordinary neighbor, just an ordinary guy on the street. Now courtship comes when you people have had this dating for some time, which will depend on you and how long you want to do this. And then you feel like, hey, you know what, let's take this thing to another level. Let's get this thing to period. And now that is when you start having this mindset of, we want to get married. So the aim of courtship, it is period, because the sole aim of courtship is marriage.
Okay.
You should not be getting into courtship if you're not thinking about marriage, because it is now during courtship that engagement now comes in. And now tell me, how normal is it for you to give a lady a ring when you don't intend getting married to her? It's not logical. So when you get now into this courtship, is because you feel like, hey, this is the person I want to end my life with. It's just about marriage. And then you now get into this level of engagement, and you now start involving families. I don't know if you want me to go to that extent of explaining that courtship. It's powerful when families now are being involved. Engagement now is also it's powerful when families are involved. So I'm just trying to tell a sister here, because I know sisters are fond of making this mistake. If you have been dating this guy for 10 years, so far as there is no step into family things, sister, you're still dating. Don't make any mistake anywhere.
Nasty boyfriend.
Nasty boyfriend. No mistake nowhere, sister. No. Ever introduce him somewhere as a fiance. You'll be misusing English. That's misuse of English. It is your boyfriend, even if it's 10 or 20 years, it is your boyfriend. Because what we've noticed from experience on the Lit Matchup, a lot of people come and say fiance, and then you begin to ask, are you sure you guys have graduated to the level of fiance? They will not know. Because to them, they think longevity in service automatically makes him a fiance. There was not even that Oga Kwata as this on talk last time for the one day. Another one day they just can't say husband one time. They even keep fiance no. Samaso say my husband. They skip these stages. So it is until you have now said, okay, you know what, let's get into the next stage. This stage of this guy now starts thinking of getting a ring to ask this lady. And before that, during dating, you saw a lot of things. You saw like this is a wife material. And you should have known to, if she sees you as a husband material, before you go and buy a ring and get your embarrassment. Especially for these days that people want to do engagement to be something that police people that this is one that they first started for the man can arrest a person, then it can happen now as the woman struggle over cry, then the man need that, would you marry me? If you do all that thing the way you never see the husband material, it will come go. What will you say? So that period of dating is that period of study for you to know that if I give her this ring, whether as a surprise or she knows, is she going to accept this ring? And that is that period when you're also ready to meet your both families. Because if you give a lady a ring, for me, in my opinion, I don't know about others, if we never get for family level, we do dating raised to the power 2. Dating move so like when I don't just move one step of dating.
Empowered dating. Empowered dating.
Empowered dating or advanced dating, We never reach university.
Where?
And why do I say
I'm learning.
Why do I say this? There's just no way you introduce a guy as a fiance to us, the Facebook in-laws, to your friends, to your neighbors as a fiance when your family has no idea about it. It doesn't make any sense. When I get how person to be a fiance, your family don't know about them. Now we Facebook in-laws then would know, say they're a fiance or they're a husband. Yes, if they ask you if your mother or your father even knows, no, they don't have an idea about this guy. And then you're calling him a fiance. How did you people get to that level? So that I shouldn't talk forever. Before you say you are in a courtship, at least dating is kind of free, You're even free in that extent. You feel like you date it forever. Me, no man ever know. Introduce you as a boyfriend. Do anything you want time. But you still courtship, so handle it with care. Because
I said I love that.
Yes. Because the moment you start going around playing your mouth and telling people you have a fiance, when things have not even changed in any form, you're blocking your line, sister. I'm saying this especially to women. You are blocking your line. Trust me. Because this guy, he can get out of that thing within a twinkle of an eye. So let's just be careful. Courtship is the bomb, That's just the bomb.
Okay, wow. It's like Emma, it didn't say you go check Cabaret today for up there. If we don't slow down your pace, let's say you're but guys, please share the video. The views are not as usual. So please, it means you guys haven't done your assignment of sharing. Share and pump us hearts. See only the smoke fire we ever don't pump us. So I expect to see hearts flowing all around the screen. So please pump us hearts. Wow. But I think before we continue, before we get to you, Denzel, can we please have a short break? Our technical bench. Or maybe.
Hey, darling.
Hello, honey.
I brought you this.
You got me a new blender.
Oh, yes. Thanks to the more money I've been receiving through Moneyfix.
How come?
I receive more money through Moneyfix because they have the best exchange rates as compared to the last senders I was receiving.
Meaning you've been saving more?
Oh, yes. Use Moneyfix to receive more for less from abroad with their best exchange rates and save more. Always find the best rates to Cameroon with Moneyfix. Receive more money through Moneyfix today. Moneyfix, fast, easy, and cheap money transfer service to Cameroon.
Thank you. Welcome back once again. Wow. The last person we listened from was Emma. Emma, you talked about the power of courtship. Dating is like a comma and courtship, full stop, is the bomb. So no matter how long you spend with a guy, or with a girl, no matter how long you guys stay together, if you guys haven't introduced both families together, you are just wasting your time. It's not how long you've been with your partner, it's not how long or whatever guys you guys have shared together, but the people, if your relationship is not bestowed upon some authority, as Denzel said, maybe your parents or a pastor, then we can't call it courtship. So now, Denzel, I'm gonna get to you because it's like you have something very, very interesting to talk about these steps to courtship, so that we have our youngsters listening to us. Some are already into relationships.
Why did you jump me?
I did jump you.
Yes.
Don't jump Denzel. You don't stop.
Now Denzel, there you say B, then me.
Now true, you don't jump the league. Try today, so no one.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Say una don't just give the point them. I'm just overwhelmed actually because I'm really, really learning. And of course,
the order of your beginning, so it got you confused, I think.
My let me put in order so that me no confused again.
Thank you. Okay. So Delhi, because of how informed and knowledgeable you are about relationships, I want to give you this tough one. No, shake your head. I want you keeping me be in peace. Now you don't bring me.
You want about Denzel? Give that question about Denzel. Give my own question.
No, I don't keep Denzel question. I give on that fresh question. Now, yeah. We learn. There are various ways of learning. We learn by listening, we learn by watching. Now, is there any possibility that I can look at B and Denzel dating each other? I want to know if they're just dating or or they are courting. Are they in a courtship? How can I identify it? Are there some visible aspects in the relationship that you can see in two people? And I'm asking this question because we have people here who have the guidance of younger ones under them, and they want to know if they are in the courtship or if they're actually dating. Then they could know how to give them guidance or advice. Is there any means of looking at a relationship, observing two couples that are close to you, and if they're actually dating or they're in a courtship? Is there any possibility for that?
It's not a war question that he asked me so.
I was gonna say that you said that are your teacher all time now.
I tell you, sir.
Why did you give some question then? You give that question if one give Denzel. Now wait see. Person not prepared for talking different. You can't give different questions. Okay, guys, can
Okay.
you share the video once again? Okay,
Share.
we're gonna have a great time. Okay. Um, I think courtship. Well, you can immediately tell if some people are. Sometimes it's not very obvious, but if you have a keen look or pay attention, you would you can tell that some people are in courting. Okay, some people are in courtship because sometimes you have the physical attributes which are immediately obvious. For instance, if they are courting, maybe most likely they've had a ring like that. Okay, of course, a smaller version of this. I'm just showing you that. So when you see two people, oh, they have the engagement rings. Okay, you can tell that they are courting. Okay, but most importantly, understand that courtship is commitment. Okay, you've gotten to the level of laissez-faire. You're doing whatever. You've gotten to the level of commitment. Now, when you are committed, it means that your options are not as open as you were dating.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you should know. So if you have graduated yourself, maybe precipitated a relationship and start calling yourself that I'm engaged, it just means that you've said, I've closed the door to every other person because you don't have those options anymore. Just like Emma was saying. So now you are getting married to this person. So no room for any more suitors. That's literally what you're saying. But when you're dating, so I could tell that somebody is not very committed in a relationship, or the person is still at level of dating. If the person still has options, today attack program for you, tomorrow attacks the other one, you're dating, nigga, you're dating. You're not in any committed relationship, because we have a ring like that, which is like a symbol to signify that, okay, you know what, dogs are in this territory. So you end up with a dog will bite you like that. You're not going to get inside. So that's one of the ways to see commitment. Like I said, in a relationship, how you treat each other at that point in time, both families are involved. So if your family is involved, it means that I hold there's a level of respect and submission I have for you, and you likewise have for me, my family, my church, and everything that I hold dear, like that. So somehow they don't do small thing for my head. Remember, that's the period. That's how we call it in Pidgin. So when Emma was talking about engagement, they don't do small thing. That's another physical attribute to know. They don't can do small thing for your head. They don't can knock on a door, knock door. That's what we call in Pidgin, knock door. They don't can knock on a door, say, go. The man declared his intentions to your parents, like, this is what I want to do. This is your daughter that I'm interested in. And that's that time when they come and they knock your door. They say, okay, Emma can't stand for you. Some boy don't come within a bison. He don't come with Mimbo. More take the Mimbo for bison, drink him. Emma will say yes. Oh, they ask you, wait till the boy can do one for you. So when all of that happens, those are the things, okay, you can say, okay, I saw some people leave Emma's house with Mimbo and collar. Okay, so those are the things, those are the way. And then again, like I said, the way you carry yourself matters as well. So it's the same thing as maybe a married person and maybe just somebody who is dating and all of that. Those ones too, to an extent, you could say you carry yourself like somebody who is in a committed relationship, the way they carry themselves. You understand?
Exactly.
That will still be one of them. But I really don't like this question because it doesn't give me room to really talk. Okay, because it's really limited. But again, some people have their relationships and they are very private about it. So if you're going just by looking at, oh, this girl engaged or this girl no engaged, this girl
You
get
never
can
know.
marry or you can marry, you might never really tell. Okay. But like I said, if you're close to them, these are the things now that you would see and you pick out that, okay,
Topic
this
we say
person is
no.
in a
Topic we
relationship.
say no like am. Now they don't talk to the you
Nah, I
delete
never talk no today. You know very well, so I like to talk. But this question is
Eh,
boring.
Ah.
but you
Very
know, girl
boring
say no
question.
over talk. You know, girl say no
You,
yourself over talk. You know over
I
talk.
like when I talk
see,
over. Don't call me say I can't talk. I can't
you are over you are over talk. I'll come for you small time. I'll give you the one where you
I
talk
deny. Give
five.
the question
Where
for
you talk
Denzel.
even for one. No matter the question that boy for Denzel. Well, Denzel, I promise coming back to you because you started talking about the steps to courtship before we got to that point, and I had to stop your promise coming back to you. So now I'm coming that before before I come to you, before I give you the floor, I'll ask our audience again, please share the video, share until it gets to Manfe. Share, keep sharing, because I just contacted my grandma from the village. She said she hasn't seen the video yet. So please share until she sees it. Because if they so still there for courtship, may they make her go marry before.
Your grandmammy.
Yes. So well,
This one you go talk to quick. No, do too, or you do for you.
there's a can you please I'll come back to you. Can you please tell us about these steps to courtship so that we can also learn, we can know, because we say now for go chop fish, you go sis on this sister, after this sister you carry belle, where you carry belle now they start hurry now, say before belle and show more hurry me marry quick, all that kind of thing. So we'll be not saying that the normal step than that. So can you please tell us some of these steps to courtship?
Yes, Bisong. Thank you so much for that question. And before I go to that, I think I would like to add my voice to what you all have been saying for our viewers to keep sharing and all that. Okay, I think we are doing a good job, and all you can give us is like, share, and all that. Okay. Back to your question, the stages are there, and very often we act upon these stages consciously or unconsciously. I think the stage number one, or the step number one, is the initial stage, which is like the, let me say, meeting point, whatever you people choose to meet, depending on you. Like, I would like to speak on the Christian part of it, which is meeting in the church, which is where most Christians meet their partner. And this is one of the places where you see the woman physically, how attracted the person is, or how the woman looks like, and the woman sees you too, and all that. And normally in this stage, you do not just, you can move to the woman and talk to her, but there is a proper way that people do it, like especially Christians. They would like to go to Mama Pastor, or there is a committee in the church that takes care of these topics and all that. Okay, so that is one of them, the stages. Stage number two is a stage of curiosity. You become curious about this person that you have found. This you show more interest in this person. It's a kind of, like, a lot of people call this stage the stage of infatuation. That is, you are infatuated over this person, because it's like the beginning of everything. You still carried away with all that. Hey, she's like that, she's prayerful, look at her body, look at the way she speaks in church, and all those kind of things. And all these, you still do them over the supervision of whoever is in church. That is, there is a higher authority that you look up to in the church, or your dad, whatsoever it is. The third stage is the stage of enlightenment and becoming a couple. That is, after you have gone through the first two stages, you come now to the stage of becoming a couple. You have to, like, you share your opinion, like, hey, mom, hey, babes, can we take this thing to the next level? And there is, like, someone who guides you people. It could still be the Mama Pastor or any organization that takes care of these things. They say, hey, sis, this, like, he has shown more interest, and can we go, like, can we become a couple? And if the sister like you, or the sister like the brother, or the brother like the sister, I think it's clear that before they get to this level, there is some kind of likeness between them. Okay, so after this stage now, they move on to the stage of commitment, or some people call it the stage of engagement, which is getting down on your knees, propose to your queen, give her a beautiful fat gold ring, and all those kind of stuff. And in this stage, they only talk about it on commitment. She emphasized on commitment. Commitment here is very important, and these are the spots where it's one of the differences with dating, because you are really committed to this person and you are prayerful. And I think it's important for me to say that in courtship, especially how it was practiced in a different era, not nowadays, there was no sexual commitment with it. There was no sexual intercourse involved in it. But now dating has almost covered courtship. I think people barely practice courtship nowadays. So those are just the four steps.
Abstinence, you mean?
Yeah, abstinence, exactly. Yeah, they practice a lot of abstinence in courtship. So I think it's very important that people know these steps, these stages. So wherever you are right now, especially if you are a Christian or you come from a Christian family, know the kind of relationship that you're practicing. And if someone comes like in the third stage, which is about becoming a couple, and you think that abstinence is a key factor to you and your belief system, and your other partner, because of one way or the other, they try to pull down your leg or pull you out of your belief system, you bring questions in. You could go to your mama pastor or father or whosoever. They will try to use the scriptures, because this your foundation is a scripture. You are working based on the scripture. So from there, you people can move to a whole another level. Before you know it, they announced you people as a husband and wife. So I think these are the four stages where people hardly practice. Now, I didn't practice that, and a lot of people did not as well. But still, these stages are there. If you have to do them in a Christian domain, then you have to do it that way, Bison. Thank you so much.
Is there a guarantee that if you follow these stages, you're gonna have a good marriage life?
Yes, I think so per se, because like Emma said, the end goal of courting is marriage. So you are aware of it. Like, okay, something might happen along the line, but these are like on a very little scale. But the bottom line, if nothing big, like something common like a deal breaker, it's clear that you will end up getting married.
Okay.
Except
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it.
Before Emma goes, can I just add to what he said, to what the question you asked him? I won't be long, so don't worry, Emma. Talking about whether there's a guarantee of something. In every institution, there are underlying guidelines. Okay, if you're going to a school, you wear uniform. They ask you to wear uniform. You could still wear anything, but that particular school has a uniform. It has an appearance. If you are in a particular level, this is how you would dress. If you are at this particular level, this is how you would do. These are the books you would have. This is the curriculum you would follow. So yes, it doesn't mean that if you go through other routes, you will still not get there. Well, we're saying that is what has been stated for that particular institution. So when you ask that question, it's tantamount to every relationship is not the same, like I said in the beginning. So you could still follow all of that, wear the uniform, go to school, but refuse to read. It is not going to get to the next level. So we're just saying that these are things that are particular to this particular institution, to this institution. And if you are, for instance, I'm happy that Denzel insisted on the church bit. There's some people who are not church people. They still have their own route, but as long as you will follow that particular route and follow the institution, the principles, underlying principles guiding that particular institution, then there's an amount higher percentage of certainty that you are going to get it right.
That's true.
If you're going to school, reading, attending classes, focusing on what the teacher is saying, doing your homeworks, preparing for examination, there's a likelihood, high chance and high probability that you're going to pass your exam. So yes.
Yeah, thank you. You see, if I be direct that question as for you, but tell me I don't ask you that question. Now they don't talk now.
No, I just wanted to
now,
add, just so that for add what to what Denzel said.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was wonderful, actually. And I want to assume our audience and me in particular as well, we are all learning. And as we keep listening and watching, please share the video, share. I'll keep saying that, share. Emma, I'm coming to you because at one point when you were talking, you mentioned about ring and all that. I wanted to ask, like, and when I asked Denzel about the stages in courtship, Denzel didn't mention anything as a ring, But now, when I come back to you, you were talking about the ring and things like that, how to follow, and if the parents are not aware, it's not courtship. I want to ask that: does it mean that every relationship, no matter how serious it is, because we don't hear this statement where you get it, you want to talk some, get one to say, yeah, master, hey, you don't give me a ring. Hey, you don't give me a ring. Yeah, you don't give me a ring. And some girls are really, really going crazy about it. You date a girl for a certain period of time, she's expecting you to give her an engagement ring to show how serious you are in that relationship. I don't know if it's the ring in particular that explains how serious a man could be in a relationship, or it's how committed he is in this relationship. And then when I listen now to Emma, I really want to ask how important is the engagement ring to courtship. And this engagement ring, we all know when once an engagement ring, the process has occurred, we hear the name fiancé. And now I'm confused. Courtship, fiancé. We're in a courtship. Is it my fiancé? And the ring issue. What can you give? Can you give me like an explanation?
Okay, so Bison, thank you. Before I speak, I wish to remind our audience, guys, please share this video. It's not just about sharing, because your friends might even be.
And the worst part of it is that they are watching, they are learning, they're not sharing. I'm going to start blocking you people now, for real. I see those of you who are watching and not sharing. Why? Okay, cool. We don't have to beg you people to share.
Please
because
share.
We are taking our time and putting this out here. For real, guys, it's unfair on us.
Yeah.
You want to be learning, you share. It goes both ways. If we take our time to do this, share the video. We don't have to insist on this. You just need to, it goes without saying. Okay, all this knowledge will be passed on here. What's the point?
Yeah,
share the video. There's some people who are sharing, others are not sharing. Sorry, Emma. I
see the views doing some kind of fluctuation, and this is a very important topic. This topic is so important, and we keep getting these stories coming on Daily's Matchup.
And they will come for ask you questions on this topic because they know what.
Tomorrow we are going to get people coming to ask, "Mommy, he has not given me a ring. Can I call a fiance?" Anyway, those are some of the cases that when I see, especially when we are so fresh from this topic, I don't respond to it, because you just go watch the video and get some of those things. We don't do these videos and we still come and take time to write out comments. We are also really very busy, but we still love you guys all together. So Bison, thank you about this question about rings. You know, I think in the process, I don't know if I mentioned it, but even if I didn't, Daddy also mentioned that this ring, the point of ring, it's like a symbol, you know. A ring is like a symbol. It's like a dog then they're around here, no coming. It's like this has been closed. I always say that social handcuff. You know, say when they come and catch criminal, for example, if they don't put you handcuff, if you run you. So a ring is that symbol that the guy feels like, especially during engagement, for example, because I know for marriage, you guys have to exchange. Engagement, he feels like she has accepted that she's going to be mine. I want to give her a symbol such that if anyone sees her, there'll be no disturbance, even though people do not get to respect it. But I think even I, as a woman, if I have a ring on, I'll be so conscious of that ring, so that, you know, it keeps away. Like I said, dating is free. You be free for dating, because that time, even the boys are sometimes still confused. If you keep it for 10 years, you don't even be sure. But when you know, like, this is courtship, our families are involved, now get yourself locked up. That is if you can. No, but now it's not compulsory to answer your question. It's not the ring that is going to determine that you're in a courtship. It's not a ring that is going to determine that somebody is your fiancé. The act, there is more to being a fiancé than just giving a ring. The act matters. What you people do actually matters. The steps you have taken matters. Because if a guy has reached a level when he has told you, you know what, I think, what about next year? Our marriage, you guys have all of these plans and all of these, and then he's already getting to your family. You don't go do smart with your head, you know. I remember when each time I hear smart with your head, that picture comes to my mind. Yeah, you don't marry sister, they don't do smart on my head. That picture.
We need to put them away. I don't know why I forget that.
I don't know, I don't put smart in my head. So you know, you don't go do smart in your head. I don't pick smart on my motor if your head so indicate the person who can knock on that door. If he doesn't get to that level of giving you a ring, he trusts the fact that you're going to be committed, let's say so, or he might not have this money to buy you this ring. So you're not going to say, if you never give me a ring, it means we are not engaged. Of course, a lot of people are engaged without rings. So it depends on you people. You know, this issue of ring, I begin to feel like, apart from the fact that it's something good, it's a symbol. that people need to see like you're engaged. It's good. It's beautiful. I have this feeling people are beginning to use it like a show off. People don't want to wear rings to an extent that women actually buy rings and they put on their fingers, not from a man. They put them. And when they do and so, they according to the Nages, me other people they not say I don't marry. I know, sorry, I'm engaged. Let the one know I have a fiance. So that when they come and start saying this is my fiance, nobody will question them. They don't even know what they are doing to themselves. You get yourself blocked, sister. You buy a ring wearing your finger for 10 years. So then that boy may even know say that ring wearing, so you mean for Tom and say they engage you. So he's not bothered. But you are self-engaged. You engaged yourself. Then you block all other potential suitors. Just because you want the world to know that, you know what, I'm engaged. And yes, apart from that, the guy might also have reached that level, like, you know what, you're my fiance. We are fiance. We don't get that fiance level. We don't go do small things. But now you start feeling because a society ring that's until all man get to wear them. The society, you go buy a ring, you can't wear them. My fiance already engaged, so I get right for wearing my ring. To me, those are unnecessary show off. A ring is an exchange of something. You cannot put on your ring by yourself. You can't buy your ring by yourself. It doesn't make sense. If I have to buy my ring by myself, then I'm not engaged. I mean, I engage myself by myself, for myself, at myself, with myself.
For yourself.
It's not the guy. So it's an exchange. If you buy them, sometimes you buy and then, okay, but I know you know say woman for engagement. So engagement ring never been a one. I never hear to the talk about two. I know say na one. Now one man they take them and the woman they take them. Now let's come to marriage and rings. We have people who do not go to the court to sign their marriage legally. So if you not sign it legally, where will I take ring? If you never go for church too, where will I take ring? When I still then after that, we get mommy there for village where they do not only traditional marriage, right? They end only for traditional marriage. Are we then going to say that they're not married because they're not putting on rings? Of course, no. Not like that. Now say married don't kind of some way. When we get to the court, that's the symbol.
They don't be wearing people. They don't.
I mean, you must go find the picture of explain small thing for your head.
Small thing for your head.
Okay, so guys, that's small thing. Okay, so marriage has become something like we have added the steps of now going to the court, which is good. Like Deli was explaining, I think that was yesterday in details about the steps of marriage. But the first and most important thing about it is the traditional. And we all know traditional don't get ring. If any man not act traditional, ring that for traditional, na a private tradition, na the family tradition. Me no man not anything. Come on,
Chief of village should give a ring no.
Ring no. Ring no. If any man add up Bamenda, let me not even talk about Southwest. Any man don't add up Bamenda na shosho.
If chief of village decides to want to put a ring, I would never take her.
No, there are other things that would look like a ring, you know. Some traditions, they have like drinking the wine, the palm wine that you drink. It's a
maybe beads. I don't know. Maybe beads.
The beads, yeah. So for some traditions, even the beads that you wear, it's like a ring. This ring now comes in the court when you go and sign, and then they give you to wear. And that's the same ring you use if you have to go to the church. And so it's good, it's beautiful, but it's not let me say, it's not the only way. It's not kind of compulsory, like you must do that. But trust me, for modern marriages, of course, one that come out for traditional, when I really get to go for court because there are a lot of things involved. And when you go, obviously you have this ring. But as far as engagement is concerned, it depends on the guy. I would say so.
Yeah. Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much. And also, if we leave you, your talk so the show end. Well, guys, we've all listened to everyone. We've listened to Deli, Emma, and Denzel, and you guys have been flowing marvelously. Well, and the only thing I have to say about this topic is now we'll be going deeper. Deli, I'm going to start with you, but before that, I just want to give an overview of where I'm taking you all to. Like, we know, like, we've seen so many, maybe on social media, on comment section, you see a girl say, I don't read and girl say, I don't fit and I ever do I feel duties for boyfriend he has. You know, we've seen girls like that. You go with your guy house, you wash clothes, you cook, you do so, you do this. Those wifey duties, you know. Some people condemn it, some people encourage it, you know. We don't see guy the way, okay, you look and say your woman your woman need assistance. You know, guys that they pay fees, they have sponsored girls throughout their education until even struggle getting them a good job, but they are still boyfriend, girlfriend. But these are things some people think you should be a guy's wife before he does such things to you, you know. But well, some people do it and some people don't do it. Some girls say, I know if you do wife duties where you never marry me. Some boy will say, I know if you do husband duties where you never marry me. Some girls expect their boyfriends to go extra mile even before marriage. But today we are talking about courtship. Mrs. Deli Singer, can you please now let's get into these do's and don'ts. If I'm in a courtship today, what are the things I'm expected to do and what are the things I'm not expected to do? You all will talk about this, but I would like Deli, you start with this and then we'll give a chance for Denzel and Emma to also throw more light.
Time this to talk.
Now your time now.
Now Denzel, but Deli, why change position? Now they don't confuse this on that.
No, now be put we say this and that. And instead rearrange because I
He
be talk at
changed.
some point.
No,
Okay.
just leave him as it is so. But anyway, Delhi, you can start with it, and everyone will carry on. You change the position then. I plan
No,
according to other position.
I not change. I not change the position. That's how it was. We say Emma finished because I spoke.
No, you were in the
Emma
middle.
finished, then
You were in the
come.
middle. You were in the middle. So you're
You
supposed
were
to
in the
talk.
middle.
I was in the middle.
Yeah.
Initially,
Yeah.
Okay, I think I went out to get something for your head before. That's why.
Okay, but you can still start as well, and then we carry on.
It's okay. Right, guys, share the video, okay? Pump hearts, okay? Share the video and pump hearts. Yes, talking about the do's and the don'ts here. If I limit marriage to church setup, it is going to be unfair to people who are not Christians because it's going to feel like if it is not, you are not a Christian, then you're not married. So that's why I want to talk on a general perspective. Okay. But like I always say, because if we want to talk now, we'll now take every church, we'll go now by church dogmas because every church has its procedures. There are things you should do when you're married. I mean, when you're in courtship, there are things you shouldn't do. So there are 3 do's and don'ts, okay, in every church. There are do's and don'ts for every setup or every religious setup. So I'm just going to talk in general. Now, the problem now is, like I said, every of these institutions, whether dating, courtship, marriage, there's some underlying principles that define these different stages, like Denzel explained. If you now start taking principles or things that are supposed to be done in marriage and do them in courtship, or things that are supposed to be done in courtship and you're doing them in dating, it's where we have the problem. Why? Because you're not supposed to be doing it like that. We are interchanging these things, taking this one here, put down for this side. It's just like you're taking your belt and wearing it in your head, you're taking your cap and wearing it on your feet like that. That's how we do it. Looking at it spiritually, that's how you look like, because we have so changed everything. So in dating, what happens? In courtship, what happens? In marriage, what happens? And if we all can agree at least that there are some things that are supposed to be in marriage, then we'll understand what is supposed to be in courtship. Now, because people will say, oh, we don't want to do this, leave us to live our lives like that, like this, like that. Like we said, marriage is marriage. There are no 2 things. We are forming our own things nowadays. Some of you are too married to be married. And we have said this a lot of times on the platform. So when you start cooking and cleaning and carrying children and having sex and doing all of that, these are things that are supposed to be seen in marriage and not in courtship. When you are dating somebody, it is a choice. You decide to do what you decide to do, It could be casual dating or it could be a serious dating. Like you people are looking at, okay, if this thing is moving on fine, and then we can proceed to the next level. Now, so what are those things to me that I think not even to me. Universally accepted and known. It's just that this generation doesn't want to agree that what I'm doing is wrong. And this is where we have a problem. You're not supposed to be having kids for somebody who is not married to you. If you are having kids for somebody who is not married to you, or it means it is the wrong thing to do, that you found yourself inside. It doesn't mean it is your own way. No, it is at least we can begin to define it like that. This is where the problem is always coming from. Because sometimes we would say, oh, this person will say, oh, at the end of the day, let's not have these conversations. I mean, we should understand these things. That's why I said things are unique in marriage. If we don't agree to these things, and then there's no point. Marriage is nothing anyways. Marriage could be just, that's why we're saying that even come with stay, no be still married. And that's why we're discouraging it for the most part. So now let me go back to what I was saying. For instance, kids, having kids. You are supposed to, God made man and woman to have kids in marriage, in the institution of marriage. So the two will come together. Then they will go out there, they will multiply. These two people who have been under holy matrimony. That's why, even as Denzel said, sex is not supposed to be in courtship and relationship. Even they don't do small things in their head, it doesn't warrant you to start doing all of those things. So I'll just speak on true. Yes, it's true. We break these principles, but it is true. We break the just hold on with that. Boys do it. If you don't do it, then that's your business. And even if you do it and people are doing it, it doesn't make it right. That's what I'm saying. The fact that we have sex in relationships, which is not, we are not married to the people, doesn't make it right. Let us be clear on it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean if everyone is doing it, it's right.
It doesn't mean if everyone is doing it, it makes it right. If people are having kids when they are not married, doesn't make it right. Let us be clear on it. So don't ask me, do you think, it's not about what I think. It is about what is. So things that are unique in, I don't know whether you want me to talk on things that are unique only in courtship or things that should be done, things that should be done in marriage. But one of which is having children. Children should be in the institution of marriage. Having sex, let me say it, Ebemba, read my lips. It is supposed to be in the institution of marriage. Going there, cooking and all of that, those will really they have, I mean, it would depend on a lot of factors. Now, if you have gotten into a committed relationship with somebody, you can assist them. And I use the word assist in doing all of these things. These chores, it is not every day you go and cook for them. You will go there, you will assist them. For instance, if I can come to your house in the weekend, help you out. Now, if for those who are in a church setup, remember, people are looking at you. And they're taking that as the standard you are placing. When you are a Christian, you are an ambassador. So when you go anywhere, you're representing the Christendom. You come here, your neighbor is seeing you, you're getting in there, you're washing, you're even staying with him, washing his clothes, cooking for him, sleeping with him. They know that you're Christian. That's why they're taking it that is how Christians do it.
Follow his mother to the farm.
Sorry?
I said even follow the boy's mother to the farm.
You follow the boy's mother to the farm. You do all the things that I said are supposed to be in marriage. So you are not supposed to, so sorry, messages are coming. These are not things you're supposed to be doing. You can come and assist him. You can come one weekend and say, okay, you know what? I'll just help you do 1 or 2 chores in your house, assist you. I could cook from my house and bring and give it to you. I could come once in a while and say, okay, let me assist you do all of these things. Not every time. These are the reasons, because why we do this thing is because we do these things. Then the man has already had us on a platter. You are already cooking for him. He's saying, what is the point? The worst part is if your bride price is high. I won't go check the girl bride price, which they need. If I give the girl Belena, so if parents will start begging me and begging, because that's how we have inverted these things. I'll give you Bele. Then he go start begging, he go to run out of my back. He can't start staying for my house. When he gets through picking them, they will reduce that bride price. And before you know it, you people are stuck with come we stay. You take now one dross, go down for your house, go keep them for day. Now so can we stay this time? You take one dross, go keep them. Then you tell the boys, you don't forget them. You come back, you can't add breastwear. The next day you can't add 90. The next day you can't cook. They want to, you just say no, that chop I'll keep them for free. Cook the next day. This is what is happening. You're not supposed to be a wife.
The next day you can't fight. The next day you can't fight any girl who's around.
The next day you can't fight any girl with you for the. You're not supposed to be a wife before a wife. That's why we call this thing boyfriend, girlfriend. We call the next stage engagement, fiance. Then we call you wife and husband. We cannot keep on interchanging these things, changing them all.
Where did you don't go?
I'm sorry about that. My hand on will pass will touch different things. We cannot continuously do all these things, doing the things we're not supposed to. That means we don't. Like you go take syllabus for class 7, the struggle we do for class 2. See, you will crash. You will crash. And I'm telling everybody listening to me that it doesn't matter whether people are doing it. If we are here, it's because we want to educate you on the do's and the don'ts for the things you should not do. I know that Emma and Denzel are going to add many more. Okay, but whether or not you are, that's why most of you end up they don't get married to you, because you start doing an illusion of marriage, which is come with stay. That come with stay, now the key majority of girls them. The man is not getting married to you because you don't already be too married to be married. All of the things when he's supposed to be enjoyed, which are sacred, are supposed to be enjoyed during marriage. He has had them on a platter, like I said earlier. And then what's the point? You wait to be dating again. I want see again for you are not ready this year. I don't see you naked, so tire. I don't want pick you with you so tire. I know you're bad fashion, because some of you say they want to know your bad fashion. Any man where you want married, you know go the work and you want know you. He didn't know, but he don't know your own bad fashion. Now, when you go and do come with stay, more person for know the bad fashion. How many people will you do know about their bad fashion before you get married eventually to the person you're going to get married to? Because when you go do come with stay, everybody looks at you like you're married. And when you leave come with stay, it looks like you are divorced. Just know that's why most of you, you're married, your options are dropping by the day. And you reduce your standard, you reduce your level, you reduce your value in front of the man. So he doesn't have any need again to get married to you. He's not pressured anymore. He doesn't see you, that sweetness, no day. Honeymoon, I've already done our own honeymoon since it's no longer sweet. These are some of the don'ts. The don'ts in marriage, okay, in courtship. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It depends on which of the institution, the levels you wanted me to talk on. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Deli. But even though we used to hear, I completely agree with everything you've said. But we used to hear some guys usually say, I don't think marry me woman where I never taste a cookie. I don't know whether I hide.
That is him, Denzel. Let me say this. Let me just say this. When you meet, ladies, listen to me. When you meet a man and he tells you he cannot, look at not 2 days inside this thing. You come with a standard, he comes with a standard. You are a beautiful thing, like I said, that he has found. If a man is insisting only on his own way, then that's a red flag for you. If a man cannot wait for you, okay, to be married to you before having sex with you, and he wants to break up with you because of that aspect, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. Because what is your own standard? It's not just about the man is saying, this song is saying that, oh, what if the man says, what if the woman also says, I don't want it? Do we only look about the side of what the man wants? What about you, the woman? What do you want? It is because most of us don't have standards. So when a man meets us, we think we have met our daybreak. We have met our sunshine. We've met our all and all. And that's why whatever he says stands. You will meet a Christian sister, for instance. That Christian sister is in church. Their pastor has taken time out to tell them what you have to do, explain to them, groom them. They're growing in church. Even your parents have given you these values. You just meet one man like a bush for stand where you're from. All your values, they disappear. Even for talk saying, no, these are my values. I present them. If you love me, you will go through this route. It is different when somebody has values and then falls short of them at some point, rather than when you don't have values at all. For instance, it's different when I come and I say no to premarital sex. You and I get into it. We're moving. We're looking at how to do it, how to get married and all of that. Then we fall into sin. And we know that this is not something we're supposed to be doing. Dan, I don't forget the standard. So now you determine and say you must sleep with me time, or you must sleep with me, no sleep, you walk out of the relationship. Those are two different things. What values have you got as a woman? So it's not just about what the man has said. It is not just about him. It's the two of you agreeing. And if you do not agree, you cannot work together.
Okay, so all in all, what you're saying is one of the don'ts in courtship is no eating of cookie.
Yes, categorically speaking. If you're eating it, then have it at the back of your mind that it is wrong. This is what the point I'm trying to make, that it is
Okay.
wrong. Yes. If you are doing that, then it is wrong. That is the standard you are supposed to. A man is coming to tell you that, oh, if you don't sleep with me, then you go. Make the man to bounce if you have a standard. But the fun is that most women don't have the standard. So they are scared that the man will leave and another man will not come, or they will miss their every opportunity of getting married. That's the point.
Okay. So Denzel, sorry for skipping you and going to Delhi, but now I'm back to you. What can you share with us about the do's and don'ts?
Well, Bison, thank you so much for that question. I think Deli has talked a whole lot about it, and I kind of feel like we are living in an era where we have misplaced our values, and maybe we didn't even have them in the beginning, but I strongly believe we had them. Just but the way with the evolvement of the world, people have misplaced their values, or they take their value, they put them inside the trash can and all that kind of stuff. You know, when I hear people talk about like it did happen, it's fascinating to me to listen to those things, because just because I'm stupid doesn't mean I have to justify stupidity as a way of life. We have to be very real. We have to be very real with some of those things. Okay. Deli talked about don't give him the husband benefit if he is not willing or he doesn't want to be a husband. These things are there, and because you have been giving him the husband benefit without him being a husband, that is why he doesn't want to be a husband, because of what benefit is it for me to upgrade myself as a husband when I have had all the benefit as a husband? I'm already a husband.
At boyfriend prices, exactly.
Yeah, why do I have to invest so much in becoming what I am already? Like, you can, even God said, go and tell them this is who I am. Okay, I am who I am. So if I am already become this person, what do I need? I don't need any other thing. I'm the husband. So, but there is something I really want to drop into it, which is marriage itself. You know, I'm one of those people that I believe we have two types of marriages. That is the traditional marriage and the modern marriage. And it's unfortunate that nowadays people are in a modern marriage, but they want the traditional doctrine or principles, or people who practice traditional marriages, but they want to survive under the principles of modern marriages. It's like we have really like the whole lot of chaos now in marriages is because people do not know where they stand.
Yeah.
People do not know what they practice.
And what they want
a modern or a traditional marriage. It's a very big thing. And sometimes I feel pity for so many people, the way they are taking things, because like the foundation was wrong. You didn't even know what you were practicing. And now you are at the middle of modern marriage, and you say you need the traditional doctrines. It cannot go like that. These are two different things. I think the do's and the don'ts based on what are you practicing? Are you practicing traditional marriage or modern marriage? It will be very difficult for me to tell someone who practices modern marriage, like not to cook for your man or for your boyfriend, because the modernity has come with 50-50. The man has to pay your school fees. So if the man says, okay, I don't have to pay because you don't want to cook for me, I'm not going to pay your school fees, you see that there will be a problem. So the bottom line is, what are your people practicing? If we all can go back to the traditional way, I will be glad. Then I think there will be a lot of problems will be wiped out of the board. But these problems are there because we mix those things. It's really hard for me to say, do not cook for your husband, or do not cook for your boyfriend. But it is wrong from the origin, what you are practicing. Because in the traditional marriage, you have to cook, you have to wait for all those things, like you have to get married, your husband has to come to your family. weekends people meet. The two families, they meet during the weekends. You go to your family meetings. People have some kind of rituals that you people practice and all that. But modern marriage has really changed a lot of things, and it's hard now to tell this tweak generation not to do some of those things because hey, it's not going to work.
Whether
It's
or
really
not, it's hard, Denzel. We're not here to talk about whether something is hard or not. We're here to tell us the do's and the don'ts. It is up for anybody listening, okay, to agree or to disagree and to go
yeah.
about it the way they want it to be, okay? Because if it is hard, then we're not going to have any conversation because literally everything right now is hard. But we're just saying
Everything.
that, especially for those on the Daily Matchups platform who are listening to us and who follow us, these are the things that you people should put. If you really want your relationships to thrive, these are the different steps that you people should take. And we want to discourage. We use the word discourage because discouraging it, we're saying that it could happen, but we're discouraging it, like having kids. You could have kids, but we're discouraging it, especially for those who have not yet had it. Okay. Now, for those who have had it, there could be somehow ways to manage it. So that's why we're here to talk
Yeah.
about this thing. So let's not just leave
Okay.
it at that to
Yeah.
say that it's hard or,
Yeah,
you know.
I understand that, Dalia, and I get your point. What I'm saying is, okay, just to add, I think they should go back to what they are practicing. Are you practicing the modern or the traditional marriage? And look at the
Marriage,
students.
well, marriage is, to me, marriage is marriage as long as you are
Marriage.
married.
Marriage is marriage.
Marriage is marriage, whether modern or traditional. Right now, we are in the modern age. Traditional times had their own times. Right now, in the modern age, still the same principles, like I said, love is the same in the old times as it is now. If it is different, then you have brought in something else that is not love. Because love
Yeah,
has the same
but
characteristics.
Delhi, don't you think that, let me use this example, right? The place of a man being the sole provider of the marriage or of the home, that is, let me say 90% the traditional marriage. And now you will see that it's different. It's
But
like,
Denzel, even today, the man is still the 90% the
yes,
sole
I
provider.
understand that, but I'm saying that because now women are working a lot and they are making more money. And I know this is not our topic, but I'm just trying to like see how you can put a woman's contribution into that marriage of modern.
Then you are taking us into marriage when we are talking about dating and courtship. Remember,
Courtship.
we're talking about the things you should not do, whether not traditional or
On,
um,
you know, the same
or
things.
modern, what you should not do. You have mentioned one aspect there which makes a lot of sense to me. You see this paying of school fees. When you work at pay, there are some things you are not supposed to start doing. Especially when you are dating a girl, you just meet a girl, you start paying their school fee. You don't know whether that girl will get married to you. What if the girl sees some other person? Because this is what we get on the platform all the time. I'm dating
Yeah.
you, we don't meet up, there's nothing. I even love some other person. You start paying my school fee, pay my school fee. We had a case of Cynthia and Peter on this platform. These are one of the things you should not do, except you have gotten to that committed level. You don't owe her paying her school fee. That's a responsibility of her parents. And if you are doing it, it is out of your doing, not because you want her to get married to you. So if you're not
Exactly.
sure that this is my wife, do not get into some levels or some level of commitment when if she backs out, you start crying foul. Those are the kind of things. So on the man's side, somebody mentioned here that on the man's side, we should mention the kind of things. When you go and start paying, you meet a girl, the next day you start paying house, start paying school fee, you start pay something, and then tomorrow you wake up and say, oh, this and that and this and that and that. These are the things you should not start doing. You are not responsible for her. If you're doing it now out of your will and she's not obliged to reciprocate.
Yeah, I think
That's
that
it.
I think that's clear. It's you're not responsible to carry certain responsibilities if she's not your wife, and she's also not responsible to give you husband benefits, sleep with you, cook
Exactly.
for you, and all
Of
Exactly.
that
course.
until
Yeah.
she becomes your wife. So if you
Denzel,
think that yes,
sorry, I to cut you short. I should just come in on this. I was hoping to come in on this when after B, because I always say when you are dating, be you a boy or a girl, whatever you put in, like when it comes to resources, like tangible things, like financial things, whatever you put in a relationship, assume that it's the same thing you can give, you can donate to an orphanage.
I
Don't
love
do
you.
it
I
and
love you for saying
expect
that. Yes.
anything in return. You don't do anything. That's why sometimes I hear stories. I've read so many stories online where a guy sponsors a girl throughout her education, university, and everything, and now she lands herself in a better job, and then she starts snobbing at this man. And then I ask, Beth, were you doing all that to in exchange of marriage? Marriage is something that you don't do anything in exchange of it. It
Yes.
comes like naturally. There is nothing that you can give in exchange of marriage. If you are in exchange of marriage, if you are giving anything hoping to get marriage, then you are just wasting your time. You don't give anything. Marriage is priceless. So it goes same for girls. You don't give anything to a guy, because I see girls, so many stories. I don't do, he do me so, do so, he end up, we don't date, I don't suffer, I don't sacrifice, he end up, he leave me 1 week after he go married. I've seen
After
cases
all
like
I
that,
did,
just
wait,
complaining.
after all I
After
did for him, ask her all
after
I did
all
for
I
him.
did for him, I
Now wait
dated
me.
him for 7 years. We separated 1 week after he met a new girl, and then he got married after 2 weeks. All these things, all this time that you sacrifice, you're naming your time, that 7 years, or your
You were
money you
not
spent
under
on him.
any obligation to do those
You were
things.
not under any obligation to do these things. Anything you are putting in a relationship, consider you are giving the same how you give something to an orphanage.
Charity.
You go give rice for orphanage, you expect nothing. You are giving because you have the opportunity to give, and you've seen that, okay, he needs this help and I can help him. I'm in a position to help. So girl go move capital for a business. Gear for a boyfriend, see boy boyfriend travel go Weimar country. The boy don't come bush now, think they don't better, they look it different woman for married time.
Get
You
away,
start
they find them,
complaining.
mommy water. Wait till you talk.
Yeah, you start complaining. What do you expect? You are giving your capital, they don't buy marriage. So people should
You
just
don't
get this
buy. I
straight.
love that
You
word there,
don't,
Bison. I
yes,
do.
you don't do anything in exchange of marriage. So, and then at the end of the day, what they end up saying is make karma, karma, karma. I always tell people, karma
Karma
don't
will
fight for
not
foolish
work.
people.
See, see, let me
Karma
tell you
doesn't fight
something.
for foolish people. You need to work for foolish man. You make stupidity in the hope now karma. No, it doesn't work. So you do anything in a relationship, know that this boy in need this thing, I can help him. I'm not giving, it's not my last bullet I'm giving to this guy. Move your last way to take and sustain you and your family when are living. You say the one guy was some guy because he don't promise, say he go marry you. Even if he has promised or he didn't promise, you don't buy it, you don't give anything in exchange of. People should just get this straight, because the stories are too much, they're enormous everywhere. And
It's
I
too
mean, I
much.
don't do
There's too
this.
many.
I give the one, end up no marriage. So what? You be the buy the marriage. They need to buy marriage.
That's
So when you're sacrificing, know what you're sacrificing. No man will be Jesus Christ to be at there. Jesus Christ is
how
in
invest
heaven.
the thing against so there be some.
Of
They say if you
course,
don't take
not
some guys,
true.
you don't get back.
No, that's true, because girls are working people, not only girls, even boys. You walk around sabotaging people's names because they had some good time with you and you did something for them, and you
Which
think
good time?
because of what you did, they have to sacrifice their marriage life
So
to you.
based on
No,
what if the intention was for you, like the intention was to get married to this person, like you had a conversation with this person, like we are going to get married, and you put like families know, like both families they know themselves, like okay,
But
we
that's
both
what
are
we're
going to,
saying now. That
I go talk so.
that
Wednesday,
family. Wait,
I
you,
go talk this
just
way.
you,
before you even get
you
in
go
here.
talk.
That's
Hey,
what we're saying, that there are some things that are peculiar to dating, other things that are peculiar to courtship, and yet other things that are peculiar to marriage. We are saying that, okay, if you have seen both parties, it means that the responsibility, you could take up some responsibilities, as this is because our options are now closed. Okay. At this stage, we're talking about dating, and then girls are investing in dating when no man don't even know them for their family. You're doing all of those things. You're going to wash your mother, work farm for your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law, no, quote unquote, your mother-in-law doesn't even know you. They don't even know your family. They don't even know anybody. If that relationship breaks at that point in time, you want to now start crying and saying that, oh, after all you did for them. That's what we're saying. When you get into a relationship, know the stage at which you are before giving what you are giving out.
Before
As a
giving what you
wife,
are
if
giving.
you were in a marriage, we will not come and say, oh, you know, if you buy something for your master, you know, if you cook for your master. Why? Because those are things that are in the rules and regulations then for that institution. You will not be doing those things to a boyfriend and girlfriend. If you are doing it, don't attach sentiments to them. If you don't decide, say you want to start doing. Now that's what we're saying. Know the
Then I
level
think you
at which
posted
you are.
something today similar to this. You said you know go marry person out of pity because of pity. I did marry this girl now because say now you don't pay me school fees and now if I me the work. Of which I know say my heart no be committed to the girl. It means
Yes.
I'm getting married to her out of pity, which is wrong. Now my own prison I do want put myself.
Yes.
You can't imprison yourself like that. And you don't give in something because you want to say tomorrow make the boy look natty way you don't
Because
do for
that's
him
what
before
they
he
do
marry
most
you.
of the time.
No,
That
it is
I
wrong.
born picking for you because I want hold it down. I cook for you so
Because
that
I
makes
want hold
me a
it
wife
down.
material.
Ha.
I do that, and at the end of the day, they don't see you. We start here hide my ID all the time on the platform. Know the level at which you are.
You born one kindergarten. If they you know correct for marry the boy, the marry no go home. People should stop this. I don't do it. This I do that. B, please. I'm sorry. There's a roundup, and so that B can take the floor. The way you don't put your face.
There's a go see roundup. There's a roundup na seriously.
There's a round.
Hi.
For this topic.
Hi. For this particular topic.
You did so well, just should also 10 minutes to never talk. It will be a problem.
The final roundup. Now me, I not even supposed to round up again.
You want to ask me a question? No. When are you?
No, we the chip in and the do's and don'ts. I said everyone should chip in. I was still coming to you. If you define for it, I will never even know the truth.
Yes. Was that they even see the men there they pay school fees for the time? I bet if you show me some sign
if I be paying school fee for Cynthia for the platform, I don't want them on and note so.
Did I mention about the man paying school fees? I don't know.
No, I'm not an example of the men who pay these fees. They be very important.
I don't know.
But men that pay them.
See, okay. Anyway, see, there's something. I think you people, you've zoomed in on the givers. I want to talk about the receivers. Because I think when we concentrate so much on the givers and we ignore the receivers, it's like it doesn't matter. Now, this is something. We have dating, we have courtship, and we have marriage. And like we are rightly talking about this, their responsibilities. In the same way we have said, when you have gotten to courtship, courtship is period. Which doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to end in marriage anyway, but at least it's period, because you guys are ready. The responsibility of people who are in a courtship, in my opinion, is not really the same like somebody who is in dating. But the way we have even exchanged the whole thing, it just in that change, we just do we all thing.
I don't even the marriage, no, we did the same like courtship now.
Marriage, courtship, everything has been. But this is what I want to say about receivers. You know, there's a difference when you're dating someone and this person is not saying anything about marriage. You guys have nothing agreement about marriage. And this person is doing things for you. For example, a guy is paying the fee like Denzel is talking about, or you don't decide, say you want to go wash your mother-in-law in farm. You carry water for go dry clean the farm.
They wash farm.
You know,
the level that is some of we good, you know.
The level to which we can go. We have not had this discussion. And then you decide to do all of this. No questions. No strings attached. Nobody has the right to question another person tomorrow. But we've had these situations where people fight after. I buy you this one, like the case that somebody came and said transport taxi. I see taxi 100,000. I check whether he hired taxi from Bamenda.
No, for the 5 years they for the taxi.
Oh, for 5 years. Okay. No, but this is what I'm trying to say. There is this time that people are in the dating. You start dating. Somebody's already making intentions clear to you. Like, I want to get married to you. You know you're not interested. You know very well you're not interested. Yet you open your big hand.
I said Peter and Cynthia.
You open your hand and back. Any way yeah, you think and you put that inside, it pay fee, you the receiver. You're leading this man on, and he's paying these fees in the name of na relationship. So if you do anything, now you know that this woman, her aim, because of the discussions you people have, she cannot propose to you, but you know very well she's in for marriage. You know she's doing all of these things. You the receiver. If you go dry clean your mommy farm, you know say you know who saying me for go introduce it for your mommy there before you go dry clean the farm. You relieve her. You're not even careful about the facts about this pregnancy thing. You're even the one telling her, you know what, to prove to me that you love me, get pregnant. And all of those things. Now the thing that would ever tell us after they come at the camp.
I know. Some persons don't talk some comment with it.
I beg me, they never even don't mislead me now. So all of these things, this is what I'm talking about, receivers. You get these discussions. You know very well this person is interested in marriage. You're not interested because you don't like this person. Yet you're leading this person because you think tomorrow you're going to say, no, it was dating. Anytime you give me baby not dating. For me, I always say this thing is the same. Like even somebody is still trying to ask you out there. When I never even start date. You see some boy, you know say you don't like the boy. You know say the boy
like yes. It happens especially at that stage, yes.
Yes, women are fond of this. You know say the boy don't be a spade, but guess what? Hey, morning, afternoon, evening, you they go chop each chop. You want to get small thing for do your hair, you don't ask now, you don't can't use small 5,000.
Crazy. Urgent 2K gang, you don't talk that one.
All of those things, you return at the boy, it is sent for you. You are at the receiving end, you're receiving it. And then tomorrow, when once I judge the case for court, if he was that, I say, no, he was doing it for good. No, you knew his intentions. You were not interested in it. Yet, you were leading this person. So I just thought, like, let's make this thing round. More make and ball. Because by the time we don't give us so it flat. Give receivers now like,
of course.
Yeah, receivers will be like, you know what? We're all free. We're all free. Professional bush hunter on our way to bush meat. That story, even me, that story get out.
I've read the story and I tell I don't put them there, then come in the enter. That's how it don't know me say I read the story. I've read that great laugh.
Just ship one side. That boy really want to hear English for bush wait. He only certificate where get an best certificate. Yeah, English. Yeah, so I mean all of those things. I think it falls like really under the do's and don'ts. And then, okay, some of the don'ts. You're in a courtship with somebody. I don't know if I should talk about dating because it's both of those things.
No, you can jump into them. That's why I was saying it's a bit confusing because we're there. They just jump, but be specific when you're talking.
Because I wanted to talk about courtship. This my point wanted to fall on courtship. But then I realized, like we said, when you're into courtship, it's period. It means you know what you want. Yeah. So at that moment where you freely call yourself fiancé, when you see other people like spread. But I want to talk to these my sisters who have been dating. You start that boy for 2 months. You don't fight the whole quarter. You don't go for Mulan. You fight all together for Mulan where they salon that boy. Before he says anything, you're fighting. And then you, this guy, you ask a guy out today. Tomorrow, you there for road for stand for see whether I go salon any boy, you land slap their face. Yet, you guys are expecting to move into courting with a relationship like that. You want to get into courtship. Like, that is still dating, sister. Now, still dating that. Even if not for 10 years, I have this impression. For 10 years, if you're dating a guy, even if it's for 10 years, so far as you've not gotten to a courtship, you see that's why you want to fight the whole war. Don't fight. You're not, in fact, you have no right to fight somebody because you did see call person your boyfriend. I blame you for staying under someone's authority for 10 years when he has made nothing from her. Because I know when we do this as women, can't see how we'll be very how did I say when you are like say like you're Delina English you pass me so
in what you're saying, right? Let me just add something on that part where you know why most of these girls feel entitled. They feel entitled because, like we said, they did not date, but they did do wifey duties them at that time. That is why they feel so disappointed. If you date some person for how long, you know be the sleep with that person, you know be the wash anything, the cook. the heartbreak no did the same as person where they invest all that emotions and the other things.
Exactly.
They heartbreak the over there because you don't go do things the way you not be supposed to do them. So this is what
Yes.
Emma is trying to explain, that
Yeah.
all this fighting left and right. Oh, you fight, you don't sleep with me, if you sleep with me all the true. Oh, I don't cause abortion there for you. Remember, these things are things you were not supposed to do. That's why we're insisting. Dating. She was talking on dating. If
Yeah.
then courtship says, because we go back and forth with you. Yeah, Emma, just go ahead.
I was trying to not talk about being faithful to this person now. Yeah, like you talk daily, and Simon will stand now. So you there for UK, I there for Germany. Would not say no woman they date for 10 years, even a no matter. Now because it already on woman, it already on wife. Now why
yeah.
that went out here, that 10 years in no. So I really want to talk about these people of really this longevity in dating. One on I date and I forgot report about, I forgot, I don't know. But
they take this thing for dating.
These people who date forever and ever a man, you get most of the time, the woman that they be faithful for the man today. You know how we as woman no, you the shame. Even when you date, if you cheat, you the height already. But when you be single lady, but you the cheat, you the height. Because you know say you get a husband. You block everything potential about you. No other man sees you. They know you and John. They know if you are for your status. They know if you are Facebook. They know how you don't write pepper them for Facebook. They way no day again. They know how pepper them gang. They know how I don't do match out.
You don't change profile picture. Now top profile picture I beg for this social media.
And then leave people a profile picture.
Now top profile picture, the one change them. Yeah, entire Facebook now boyfriend. Then the one talk tomorrow. You don't. How many boyfriends will you change?
Exactly. Christmas one count, I don't wear the same pajamas. New Year one count, I don't wear the same jean up and down. That one come up there, come back, you saw I should be first man, share of your yeah, mommy.
That was Shwabi.
Yeah, mommy, I should go visit because you first say the boy then get died. All of these things, sister. Now talking about dues, the dues in what you should be doing. Take your time and study the man you want to end your life with. Take your time and ask yourself some pertinent questions. And what are some of these questions? It starts first of all with dating. At the level of dating, what you should concentrate, spend your time on doing is ask yourself some questions. First of all, are you even ready? Are you ready to get to the next level? Because the mistake we make most of the time is, I define me God send my man my spec. Me God send me a God-fearing, tall, handsome, good-looking guy so I can get married to. I want to just zoom in on women because I'm a woman, you know, and I kind of know the way.
The tall-looking man like Denzel.
Like Denzel, you know, where it sits on a 7 packs. Now.
And then God punish you, send this off.
God punish you, send this on ad for me on top.
But what happens in the process? You do not ask yourself if you are ready to be a wife. You do not even ask yourself if you're ready to move to the next level. See, the fact that your friend was ready at 18 or at 20 or at 25, it doesn't mean you're ready at that time.
Excellent.
We are ready at different times. And you being ready depends on you. You being ready is not how much you've grown, some ass, some boobs, and you've made some money. And you being ready is not how much your family pushes you. You being ready is not how much Mommy John,
society.
It's not what the society thinks. It's not about your neighbors. They're all married. That's not what you've been ready. You being ready, it's about you. Are you broken enough to be a wife? Are you broken even to be a wife? Can you be someone's daughter-in-law? Ask yourself those pertinent questions. That's what we should
Can you marry yourself?
Can you even marry yourself? Can you marry yourself? Those are some things that, first of all, when you work on yourself, because the way you never yet consider, you never convince yourself enough to be a wife. You want to take another man out of and say, wahala. You can't handle yourself, yet you want to bring somebody into it to come and add it. So instead of this plenty in the way you want to spend your time showing the world that you're fit for marriage, showing your potential mother-in-law that you can do all for her. You buy a goosey, 10 bucket a goosey, send a fee. and all of the stuff.
Bison move a man. Bison move a man now.
Bison move. Don't move me a bit.
Yeah. Well, guys, you guys are wonderful. I say, I don't even know. Now, these are things. These are things I was about. I had plans talking about the Emma poop. I just imagine she don't listen. You know, we know girls that if you ask them, they don't go almost all village or Cameroon. If you say sometimes they do not some field studies or something, but when I let die them, different in law they don't carry. Now let different in law them DSO. They be there in Quen. You don't go Quen, you go to Quen. Sonny my guy and be there, so we go there. Go instead, you ask it, say, it even go north, Garua. That's where you go to Garua. And so, no, that time, me and my malam will be there together. Hey, uncle be there, we'll go see me, we'll go bury him. You want come down from north, come down for Manfe. It you say, you don't go right inside my village for Manfe. Waiting, go do this. Now, what carry you go there? No, you don't know something. My other band, you have to don't follow us. That's just so. Very true. You don't make girl, they don't travel the whole place, and they feel say, you know, when you start doing such things, where you find yourself in such a
risk
situation,
girls take for this marriage.
There is
they traveling. No, so if you get accident for road, you don't know say something. If you go no come back, you don't know so if you go they swallow him for some village.
You even go. You don't go for instance of wardrobe. You meet up Ashwabi and so for line. So if you say na rapper shop, you know different died and no one say family no they do.
Why is that Ashwabi?
Moyo the Ashwabi let Moyo then and something about Moyo be there with
what about your t-shirt? What as you be die? Now my father will be die. You see them mommy ask their father will be die. As your t-shirt.
Yeah. So my father At the end of the day, when you see some case where when their real husband don't come, you and you will not even go someplace, you know, feel free. You know why? Because any way a massacre go, you must see one or two of your ex moyo then. Any say a massacre go, you must see one or two of your ex moyo then. You want hide. So it's really something that we should know what to do when we're in dating or in courtship and what we shouldn't do, because whatever we do, the truth is life is like a circle. We are just going round, and at some point we always come back to the beginning, and then we go round. Yes, we go round again. That's just all about life. You go round, you always come back to your starting point. So wherever you are at this moment, you should be very careful with the things you do, because tomorrow you still find yourself in that same situation and you face the things you left behind. Right. I think I've talked. Yes, I've talked already. I talked already about this issue of giving, and Emma talked about receiving. How we should give. It's good if you're having a relationship with someone. It's always giving is an awesome gesture.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very good to give, and at the same time, it's also very good to receive. But when you are giving, especially when it comes to this love relationship, never you give to get marriage in return. Marriage should not be something you bargain about. Don't give because you want marriage in return. Yeah. And those receiving, if you know the giver is giving because of marriage, my dear brother, my dear sister, tie heart, no take up. So it's not good. We shouldn't put people on false hopes, especially when marriage is concerned.
Exactly.
Well, before, yes.
There's a comment. Sorry, if you allow me to handle, because it's coming in form of. I think it's what I said. Somebody is asking, how do you know a man is ready? I mean, you're into a relationship with someone, you get the discussion. You know what you people discuss. You know what he says. So you can tell if he's ready or not. If he's not discussing anything marriage, if he keeps agenda, see, they don't say timeline no day for date. But I don't lie you. You did date for 3 years. Now PhD you want to get time for the dating.
First degree.
If a man keeps really keeps no, next year we'll go for a village, a village far where the northwest or western on the so where we know David.
Emma, you know nobody for his side.
No man for his side.
No man for it. That means you know only he.
You know only he and for one friend.
So
and that one friend they so it ever bring side chick, they can't sleep with an affair boyfriend in the house. Now the only relationship I know about him. What
if he tell you say the other family member they die for crisis, you do I think crisis.
So, you know if you ever happen say all man die for crisis, you take me go for that grave.
Your sister they believe you. You tell boy okay. Tell girls who say a family member they all man die for crisis. I mean one I remember.
So what I'm just trying to say is that even when you there's no way you just meet a man on the road, the right up your front head, ready for marriage. Also, whom away, he just smiles and just say, hey, white material. You know, the even work so. You have to be in a relationship to know the state of mind of you people. You get for know whether he be ready now when I get inside. It's even like I said this thing one time. Your spec to it's also connected to are you people ready? Because there's a guy out there who is not ready for marriage. He just wants to date. And in that aspect, I tell you to meet a lady who also just wants to date. You guys, you suit each other. Now, there's no way you can know it in the very beginning. You just see somebody you admire and then you know. No, it's not possible. You guys have to, first of all, this attraction comes in and then you start knowing the way you think. And guess what? That kind of person know. When you want call marriage, you observe the guy. You'll not say, be ready. If you want call marriage, you observe the lady. You'll not say, be ready. They don't talk about these things. Woman, when you want to about marriage or born picking them, it say the fear. She's obviously not ready. So why do you want to take 10 years to know if the guy is ready? That long, in as much as we don't give people timeline for their dating. But our sister, you too. These things.
Well, Emma, thank you. We can't give you all day because I know you just remain there. Denzel, how you put your hands over your jaw so let's soul on credit.
That's why we should not a Denzel. So forever, you keep me go round.
I don't see that the way Denzel put your hand for your jaw, let's see the sell you of credit. You know?
Listen to you guys now.
Denzel, okay, we have just very few minutes to come to the end of our show. And before we get to the end, I thank everyone who has been watching and everyone who has shared and promised love. But hang on, guys. Let's round up. Denzel, we start with you about this courtship. What advice could you give to our younger sisters out there who are in relationships and not yet married? What guides, 1 minute each, I beg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Straight to it, I think you have to identify the kind of relationship that you are into and know who you are, know what you're practicing, what are your values, and the person you're dating, what kind of values do these people have as well. And if you're a Christian, make sure you look for, let your spouse also be Christian inclined. It's very important when you people are on the same umbrella. So when it's time for tribulations and all that, you people can put your forces together and hamper, pray, and match whatever thing you people are facing. And also, for those who are not Christian, make sure you have your belief system, your lifestyle preferences. Look, like Emma said, when you are not interested in marriage, make sure you look for someone who is not also interested in marriage. I'm one of those people that I think I discussed this with you, Bison. You will hardly see two Chelsea fans quarreling. You will hardly see two Barcelona fans quarreling. So what are your beliefs? Are you a Chelsea fan? Look for a Chelsea fan. Are you a Barcelona fan? And look for a Barcelona fan. So you people can sit together, know each other deeply. So all that unnecessary fight. But it's very easy to see Barcelona fan fight Arsenal fan because they are of different teams and their emotion of support is different. Their ideologies are different. So believe in whatever you believe and look for someone who also believes in that thing as you, so you people can have a beautiful life together. But hey, relationship is a beautiful thing. Courtship, it's the ultimate. my personal perspective, if you go through those 4 stages, I believe that.
Yeah, 1 minute, don't pass. You're round up.
Why you always cut me so? So don't do on the whole day.
Really? No, but now 1 minute, no look time, now say 1 minute. Okay, finish. Hey, hey.
So that was all I had to say. Deli, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah. And
I'm not gonna take 1 minute, unfortunately, because I never talk for long.
hey,
Even there's a no, don't talk for long. So if not, so the one you make up.
there's a no be don't
You know,
talk
you
for
don't
long.
can talk all
No,
talk for
no,
this.
they need to be quiet. No, time you not go.
Yes,
back and
man.
forth time.
Now,
Now one query. We the query is here one time for talk now. Before you start talking again after.
I'll talk for be on time. No worry. Maybe take my time. I'll talk for
You
a
went
time.
back and forth too long, back and forth. So forget that thing.
And then
I start talk.
If I never talk.
Okay, guys. I start talk.
Talk. Where?
to so but they are so na early dance I want no like talk. You don't come they give you your time for talk. You first use a first for query. Then now you get your time now for actually start talk. You know we talk now for your time now.
They almost beat me for playing there. Don't know.
1 minute don't really pass.
1 minute don't pass.
No. We guys, like, you know, remember the time that Denzel was talking about when Denzel hosted, and we said that there's a lot of things that we have to do. We can't round up the show without having touched a lot of things. Okay, it's a lot of things we still have to talk about. When you get into a relationship, Denzel started mentioning that, and I think I want us to stay on that first. Okay. You can't get into a relationship. We've talked about the don'ts, a lot of the don'ts, but what do? Denzel and B started talking about it. You want to check on compatibility. Look at these are the things that matter in a relationship. I always say, and this is how I break it down. When you meet somebody, the first thing that attracts you is the physical components. That's what will draw you to that person. You like the way the person looks, the person smiles, the way the person laughs, the way the person carries themselves, their personality, and all whatnot. You go close to them. That's the love at first sight. That's the physical attraction that would go on to. Denzel mentioned that word the last time he spoke. He said it having it's infatuation. You get to that level. So that's the physical bit. That's what attracts you to start having to date that person. When then now you graduate that, after dating the person for a while, you think that we can take another step. You get into courtship. And in that courtship time, this is when you start looking for compatibility. In this courtship to see if we can get married. That's we want to get married at this point in time. We start ticking compatibility boxes. Spiritual compatibility, Denzel already mentioned. So if you are a Christian, look for somebody who is spiritually compatible to you. If that person is spiritually compatible, doesn't mean you people must go to the same church, because there's some people in the same church as you who are not spiritually compatible with you. I should make this clear. There are people who are in different churches who are more compatible than people who are in the same churches, even though they are under the same pastor. Because wait when me and you the year, not be the same how we process information. So spiritual compatibility is of the essence for Christians. But on the flip side, you don't necessarily need to have that spiritual compatibility. Get this, the religious compatibility sort of. If I thought you are an atheist, look for another atheist and get married to people who don't believe in God. That's why I was saying I don't want to limit the conversation just on that for Christendom, because it's a lot of other persons out there who are not religious and all of that. But compatibility is of the essence. That is what should graduate you into marriage. These are the do's now. Graduate you into marriage. I start looking at spiritual compatibility, how we see God, our views about God, what our doctrines, common, how do we see, how do we serve, how do we worship? That's why somebody from a Catholic background might not flow with somebody from a Pentecostal background, because they have different dogmas. At the end of the day, we all worship and serve God through Christ, but there's a different route that some people take. So be sure that will matter. Mental compatibility. How do you see life? World views. How do you see them? Your value systems. What do you value in your life? What do you hold dear? How do you treat mankind? How do you see humankind? Vision, compatibility, or purpose. Your purpose. How do you see your purpose? What God called you to do? Does it match? That's why there's a video I'm going to make and drop maybe very soon. Love is not enough. That initial stages you had the love, but what would take you into marriage is compatibility. So you start asking yourself, my purpose, does it match with this person? Even though I love this person, does it match? Are we compatible? Because if you only leave it at the level of love, guess what? You will that's why most people are in love, but they are falling apart. That's why people are in love, but they cannot graduate they are divorcing. Why? It's not because there was no love. It is not because there was no love. Okay, no, I'm not going to end at 1 minute. Unfortunately, we have a lot to learn. If you don't want to learn, it's okay, but others should learn. That's why I said we should increase the time, because we've been going round and round. We've not talked up on a lot of these things. And then we have even temperamental compatibility. Your temperaments, that will matter. When people say that it doesn't matter, I say it matters a lot. Your temperament matters a lot. You see, all these choleric sanguine, that's why I said it's not limited into Christianity, because it's a lot of people who are not. But generally speaking, there are people who are choleric, they're sanguine, they are phlegmatic, and they are melancholic. These are the four, or you divide them into two. Is a lot of things that we have to talk about. Because we're dealing with this and it matters. That's why I don't want us to leave this session without us talking about it. You can either be an introvert or an extrovert. If you notice, two hot people hardly blend. One person the cold, the other person the calm. Those things matter. You look at their tribe, tribal intolerance. What is it in this tribe that I cannot take? That's why you see most people come on the platform. I've dated this person forever. The person doesn't want to marry me because according to them, their tribe doesn't accept girls from the other tribe. These are things you should know while dating, so that you don't get into to a level and then when you thought you were crossing into the courtship, and then bam, they start telling you stories and all whatnot. Is a lot of these compatibility issues. Ask questions, check their background, ask them what is happening. How many kids do you want us to have? Do's. Go in for premarital counseling. Is a major do, because these are the things they teach you on there. Then that's when you now decide to say, yes, I think I can get married to this person. Then the wedding now will just be the ceremony to authenticate what you guys have been doing and all of that. But when I've already agreed, because remember, you have accepted at the background first that I'll get married to you before even the major people standing in front of people. You're not going to accept at that stage. You don't accept for the guy first. These are the different things you'll be asking yourself. Ask question. How much depth do you have? Do you have all people that will say which secret about your life we are get to know? And those secrets will determine now, because there are things I might hear about you, even though I'm engaged to you, and I don't want them to continue. It's a lot of these things. I don't want us to, so that's why I'm saying we could still come back to Denzel and get back to Emma again, because we cannot leave these things. We better extend the time than for
come
us
back to Denzel before they get to Emma.
No, I'm saying that to come back again, no, just to come and speak. No, we don't already talk
about the do's. Talking about the do's.
About the do's. Let's insist on the things that we have to do in courtship, in that, or we give maybe some examples and all of that. I had to rush on them because of time. But let us not conclude on that yet.
Okay. So Emma, are you gonna take on that? To talk about some of the do's? Maybe throw more emphasis from what Deli said.
Yeah, I mean, something very important I want to talk about. Like Deli left from the point of that's evaluation of if you people you're compatible. Now, what I also want to chip in is that there's something very important you need to ask yourself before making this very big move. And I think most of the time we can see these things in courtship. First and foremost, ask yourself if he or she is giving you life or squeezing life out of you. I know people might start asking, is he the one giving me oxygen? Is she the one giving me oxygen? We know very well that there are relationships that when we get into, they start choking us.
Mm-hmm.
And we see these things, we complain about these things, yet we get inside. So you need to ask yourself, is this person taking life out of me or giving me some life? Am I still me? Am I still Emma? Or immediately I just get into a relationship with a guy, people start being like, they don't, we cannot recognize you, Emma. This is not you. And then you spend your time, well, I know if you understand, yeah. I know if you understand. Because you've just kind of given yourself away to someone, and someone is now controlling your life, taking out even your values. You used to be somebody who was Christ-like, you used to be a Christian as such, and then you just go me tell you some pagan way on. You don't want to hear anything about church. Instead of you to move out or to try to win this person, I hear and say win you. You join you, I don't want to hear anything about church. Your friend and even talk now said, even tell me leave that thing. Salvation a personal. You're no longer that person. Apart from that, you used to be talented in some things. But guess what? Immediately you got into a relationship, you lose all of yourself. You can't even do these things. You're not even free to do these things because you're in a relationship. So that's a situation where you tell yourself, this courtship or this dating or whatever is rather taking life out of me and not giving me life. In situations like that, will you want to now graduate to marriage? It's not advisable. Another very important thing when you're looking at this life issue, how long have you even watched this person? You just get today, you meet somebody online, the person there for US, you there for Cameroon. When a story like in 2 weeks too, it won't be the third week he proposed for you. When I start calling herself fiancé now, it won't be now like 1 month or 2 months later, it say he come Cameroon. Immediately as he land for Monday. When I married for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you become a wife. Straight away. Within how many months? It's even better when you meet somebody that you are in the same place. Distant relationship, you use 3 months to get married to somebody who is distant. Sometimes even it could be somebody you know, but just the fact that you people are not even in the same environment. There's so much about this person that must have changed that you need to take time to study. So the question is, how much have you even studied? For how long have you watched this person? Do you know this person? Is there something about this person that you cannot take? That very hard kind of thing, because since we are not perfect, a lot of things are obvious. You need to compromise. But we are talking about these things that you see them glaring, yet you do not care. Your family members tell you, you know what? This guy is not for you. This lady is not for you. You damn all of them. Your friends tell you, man, they get this, I don't upset, say, you say, so now they're jealous. In 9 months' time, you come and carry our child. You've not watched this person. You don't know so much about this person. So the question about the dues, have you watched this person? Do you think you can take that final full stop with this person? Because we not say people mean say full stop, but we not final when they be do dictation for school. We be there here when teacher they want more, they know so wrong and they talk final full stop.
Final full stop.
You can't get that final full stop. So I think it's an important thing for us to consider. First, watch this person. Secondly, be very quiet. Be certain that this relationship is giving you life and not squeezing life out of you. Thank you, Bissell.
Okay. Thank you, Emanuela. That was wonderful. Denzel, over to you, please.
Yes, Bissell. And what is the question? Is it still on the do's and the don'ts?
Talking about just do's, like specify now on do's. What can you advise people to do when they're in courtship?
Okay, I think one of the things that I think is very important is for you to fully communicate yourself to the person that you're dealing with, and how can they also communicate to you, because every relationship have their phase and time. There will be moments where rock bottom will step in, either financial crisis, either somebody will lose a job, or there will be times where things will just be going different. And in this moment, can you still communicate to your spouse effectively? And while you are also communicating, can this man or this woman listen to you attentively and see the value in whatever you are saying? Because I've noticed that when there is a problem or a misunderstanding at home, that's when you pay close attention, you can identify your partner's temperament, their personality of managing anger and all that, because they are bitter. Maybe bitter is not the right word, but they have some distortion that is happening within them. Okay, but if they can accommodate your cry, your plead in this moment, I think it's very, very important in relationship. And also, what kind of a value is this person adding into your life? I believe that when you are in a relationship is supposed to make you as a female glow. It's supposed to make you be hopeful. It's supposed to make you to be um, ambitious. You're supposed to see things in a complete different perspective. You are hopeful, like things are going to work for the both of you. And even if it's not both of you, you see the contribution of these people. It's done with respect. And also security, it is very important. And when I talk about security, I'm not just talking about how he protects you from other. I mean, deeper, like the freedom he gives you to express your vulnerabilities, how you connect to this person. Because if you are not secured with someone, you cannot really go deep and bring out your childhood traumas to this person. Like, hey, these are the things that you experienced at your adolescent age. So I think these things all they fall under communication. It's very important. When we miss all this part, hey, we'll get to a point where a lot of different things will happen. Okay. So another important thing that people do, people do not do is they do not discuss where they want to live. I think Emma talked about that on long distance relationship. I think it's crazy because you might be in Germany and someone is in, let me say, Finland, and you're trying to be with this person, to have a relationship with this person, whereas you people haven't discussed the future. Where do you people want to live? If you guys are planning to live, I'm going to call someone's name. You guys will permit me because I listened to the husband. He said he's happy that he's moving to the UK. APA, and I was proud that they had that conversation with the wife that he need to move to the UK. I was like, this is dope. You people had this conversation. Like a lot of people will not have that because there is a chance that the wife would have moved to Germany, but because they talk like couples, okay, babes, you have to move over. So I really enjoyed that part of his talk. So I feel like these things are very important. If you're dating someone who lives in Finland or in Africa, people need to discuss these things like, where are we supposed to live? How many children are we supposed to have? And these things are there because we have the sole power to make decision over these things. We can decide if it is 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not just jump into somebody who want 5 kids and you want 3 because of desperation. It doesn't work that way, So I think these are some of the things that I think the people should be doing. So I don't know, Bisong. That's just all I have to say. It's very important.
Well, thanks, guys. That was very, very insightful from you all. Deli, wants to talk again? Hey. Okay.
Thank you. So, guys, from what Denzel said, I was really happy with what he said. It's a lot of all these things. One of the other things that I think that in relationships or in courtship we should be doing is learning how to function in the roles and responsibilities that God has asked us to be. Some of us get into marriage not knowing who a wife is and who a husband is. These are times when you sit and start asking yourself, what is the role of a wife? What is the responsibility of a wife? What is the role of a husband? What is the responsibility of a husband? Know it before you get into it. Do not get into it before you start jongling left, right, center. Because these things will really matter. Because it's getting to that point where it's because of the absence of an understanding of what marriage is and the different roles we're supposed to function in that is making all the noise in marriage and all of that. Another thing I really want to talk on is before you get into you know, when you get, in fact, matter of fact, when you're already into it, what's her name? Eileen said something about financial compatibility. Now, but let me say something before I get into that financial compatibility. One of the reasons why most relationships are failing or marriages are failing is because people start with sex. See, if you're going to have sex in your marriage relationship, try as much as possible not to begin your relationship with it. It's going to cloud your judgment for the most part. You see, sex and finances, we always talk about this thing. The times when you were supposed to ask somebody a detailed question, like look at the person in the eye and say, oh, what are your plans? What are your value systems? Are you sure you're a Christian? To really be objective with that person. If you've already had sex with them, you will not be bold and confident enough to ask those questions. So, like I said, you are not supposed to be having sex in your relationship, but if you even have to have it, it should not even be at the beginning because it's going to cloud your judgment. So if you're even going to fall, let it be at the maybe some point where you could not even control yourself at that time, where a lot of things had happened, where quote unquote somebody could even understand, as crazy as that sounds. But when you start your relationship, start having sex, as people will say, oh, it doesn't matter, even if you had to end money, exchanging of finances and money. These are the two things that people take and mess up relationships with, and they're not very objective with each other. And before long, the relationship don't be messed up. That's why you hear somebody getting married and start coming back to the platform to ask us how many kids they are supposed to have, when these are conversations we were supposed to have in. They wanna take that time go to on after all. Because to all this, so this mess up a lot of things. That's why I had to insist on that. This financial compatibility Eileen mentioned, she put up a very important comment. One of the things we should discuss is how to manage your finances. It's 4 major pillars of marriage for me, how I've come to realize how marriage is. Your spirituality, how to manage your finances, sex, yes, spirituality, finances, sex, and the last one, I would say, vision, and the vision for the family. You see those particular things. These are the things you have to sit and be talking about. Be asking yourself, no, your vision now waiting. What do you do now? One start na church, one open a market, one do a business. You go continue with the kind of workplace. Would you go church na for side? Would you worship na for which particular place? Talking about sexual compatibility, I know that most of you want to hear, and it is very, very important. But you know must go to all for no sexual compatibility. Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo said something very, very vital. He said, when you are still dating, because an instant courtship, because sex is meant to be in marriage, there's no such thing as sexual compatibility at that time. Sexual compatibility is in marriage. It is sexual commitment. It is, he used the word, he says sexual commitment, and it's in marriage. But if you want to even know about sexual compatibility, these are things that you can talk about. I could sit here, Denzel, you are there, or Bison, or B, you and I were talking about aspects regarding sex. We don't necessarily need to have it to know exactly what these things are happening. We can have counselors, we can talk about it, we can discuss and ask ourselves, what do you think about this? For instance, I don't need to practice anal sex to tell you that I don't want it. I don't need to. There are just some do's or don'ts. You can sit and probably have those conversations, like really talk to this person. Like, what do you think generally about sex? What's your mindset about it? Start having those kind of conversations. You realize that there are some things that you will see the person's mindset. The person could just be, I want all these kind of fantasies. I want now for backside. I like backside there, or I like for do this. I like for do that. Then you start seeing the mindset of that person. Or you too can say, we like this kind of thing, and then you say, okay, these are the things we are looking forward to doing and spicing it up. I'm talking to people who wish to listen, because it's a lot of this generation don't be destroyed because of sex, where they don't go put them for front. There's no time that I could really take and really talk on this, but for us to understand, you must not necessarily have sex with somebody to understand if people are compatible. So you will sleep with the whole world at the end of the day for start defining compatibility. Then when you don't notice some person, sometimes you even be compatible with the person, then you realize and say, sometimes the other aspects of how the person was wrong. So you leave the person now. You don't saw the whole place before finding
compatibility. You not say they call and say compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Now that size. That's the only thing.
So
If
now
you
that,
begin that's not size. Not size.
well,
Compatibility. Trust me. You see this
no,
as
not
you
necessarily, not necessarily
No,
size, not
most of the
necessarily
time,
size.
honestly, trust me. When young people tell you about compatibility, what else are they
No,
talking about?
I said not only size, not only size. They did talk
No, I know.
compatibility.
See, what I'm trying to mention is this. It's not about you and I, what we understand by compatibility. I'm trying to say that because I get the point you're saying. I'm just trying to say that you see these people, maybe you can handle from that area too. When they
No,
talk about
that's what I said, the
compatibility,
size issue. Because if it was just about size, then open the mouth, say no about Siam. Then you need to touch, take the size, put on the inside. Let's be factual. If not only
because
about size,
you see the backside thing them. You see the backside things them. Plenty people they even consider and say compatibility. Now why that when they
no,
don't get
if we are going to talk about be sexually compatible, we're going to talk about the different thought patterns when it comes to the sex thing. You understand? So the do's and the don'ts, even in the sex, because guess what? There are things where I no go ever do and me where sometimes I have fantasy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I talk about the compatibility aspect. Say not be just about the size, because we don't, matter of fact, it don't be proven say size is overrated. That's size is
it's a mistake. No, I meant to say that's a mistake people make to limit compatibility to size.
To size, exactly. Yeah. That is the mistake. Exactly. Not be nothing
even matter.
So those of you who are going about, so you will miss out a lot of things in marriage, miss out a lot of things, even on sex, because you are going and looking for size. They're the same as that. When you meet us on person, you don't come pack big jeep, and that's all your own rating for the person. That is always the error you people make. Size is not the thing, it's too overrated. Don't go and be stressing yourself over. But I'm saying overall, whether you want size or no one size, you can probably have a quality conversation on sex without necessarily practicing it. That the next generation should understand that is possible. So maybe person know the fool you, because when you go now and start testing them, now why don't I get stick them, carry belly them, and all of that when you are not supposed to be doing it because you're doing it at the wrong time. So that's it.
Wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. This was wonderful. I think at this point, I can confidently say we have come to the end of this show, and I'm not giving anyone any more opportunity to round up, because you guys have rounded up over and over. You have rounded up your round up already. And I think
we're looking at 2 hours 30 minutes, remember? So I was still looking at the time, so we're still on time.
I understand this somewhat, I beg.
we have rounded up our round up. So well, that was wonderful. You guys did great. I told you guys I came to this show today, particularly I came as an audience as well to also learn. And I've really learned. I've been taking down notes here, and my book is already so full. Well, and I also want to thank our audience for joining us and staying till the end of this show. Next week, Friday, it's another day, and we will communicate our topic subsequently before that day. I thank you all, and I wish everyone a wonderful weekend. Stay true to yourself and try to practice, to put everything you learn here in practice. Thank you, and wish you all a wonderful night.
Thank you, Bissong, for hosting us.
We love you. Much love. Blow kisses. Talk bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Blow us kisses now. We love you so much. Now I'm going to play this video here, please. Our conference is coming up. You guys know I always talk about it, right? Our conference is coming up in America by Dr. Onesis Ngafison, Leeds Mission International. We're supposed to have a live stream. Today I was supposed to share it, but of course, I think it coincides with this thing right now. Guys, go and register. Get on Leeds Mission International on Google. Check on the website. It's free for those of you in Africa, so that you people can register and watch us live and when it's being streamed. Okay, so hopefully I'm going to be in America to do this, but if I'm not there, of course, alternative means will be there for you guys to see us. Okay, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the constant support. I love you from my heart. When I begin to blow me kisses now, blow me more kisses. Blow me more kisses, guys. Love, hearts to you all. Until next time, bisu.
Hello,
My name is Madison Gafison.
And I'm Claudia Gafison.
And we are the founders of Lead Missions International. We are so excited to announce to you our 2021 suite of conferences.
We all know how the last 12 months have been, but we believe that this is the time to arise and take the lead in our lives, families, communities, and the nations.
That is why we are inviting you to our Men Lead Conference holding July 21st and 22nd in Mission, Texas.
And our Leading Lady Conference on July the 23rd and 24th in Mission, Texas.
In our Men Lead Conference this year, we are exploring leadership above and beyond.
And for our ladies, we will be exploring the 3 V's: vision, values, and voice.
You know how the bar of leadership keeps dropping in our society today, but we believe that now is the time to arise and to go above and beyond and to set the stage for the right kind of leadership that we want in our families, in our communities, and in our nations.
Ladies, we shall be uncovering how to add a voice to our vision and values as we live out our true calling as leaders in society.
So why not join us July 21st through the 24th in Mission, Texas, and in person, or from the comfort of your home somewhere around the world.
This year we'll be coming to you from the Lead Missions headquarters in Mission, Texas, and we'll be broadcasting to the rest of the world.
Please watch this.
Hello and welcome to the beautiful city of Mission, Texas. My name is Obed Garza. I'm a pastor here at Freedom Life Church. And this is the auditorium where we're going to be hosting the 2021 Men Lead Conference and Leading Ladies Conference with Lead Missions International. Welcome. Here at Freedom Life Church, we're so excited to be hosting the 2021 Leading Ladies Conference and Men Lead Conference with Lead Missions International. If you're joining us live, click on the link below and get access to local hotel accommodations. I'm sure you're going to find something that suits you just right.
Wow. So, why not register now and take a front seat? Thank you.